here today to meet the woman of my dreams. I've been talking to this girl on the internet for a while. I've actually been trying to save some money to go see this woman.
Did you talk to her online?
I go to the library, believe it or not, to talk to this woman. I met her on MySpace, and she's a very beautiful woman. She's tall, skinny, she's redhead, very beautiful woman.
Why don't we do it this way? Because you've never met her before.
Never met her.
Well, then I'm going to ask you to leave for a few moments, and we'll want to bring her out, let the audience meet her, and then we can both observe you two meeting.
I want to wear my hair like that dude.
Okay? So if you would just
all right, thanks a lot.
leave her. We'll have you back in a moment. Thank you. So her name is Joby. Let's bring out Joby.
Joby. Oh, man, Joby. Certain kinds of tickets already. Joby. Oh. Joby.
Hi, Joby.
Hello, Jerry.
You are... You met here, Brad, here on the internet.
Yes, we met on MySpace.
On MySpace. And what attracted you to him?
He was cute. He seemed very nice when in the message he sent me.
Yeah. And you think this could be the one?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. The one.
But I have a secret to tell him.
You have a secret to tell him?
Yes.
And your secret is?
I'm a man, Jerry.
Oh, you're a man. Joby's a man.
He says he wants to meet me, you know, he tried to get a bus ticket or whatever. Yeah. I said I'd just call the Jerry Springer show, you know, because then it'll give it more of a spread.
Well, let's see what, you know, what his reaction is going to be. But you really care about him. This isn't just to play a trick on someone. You really want him to be okay with you.
I'm serious.
Right. Well, let's bring him out now. Okay, how about a nice hand? Let's bring him back now. Here's Brad.
How you doing? Good to meet you. It's kind of nervous on national TV, I know, but like, I wanted to ask, like, maybe, like, you know, you could be my girlfriend.
Well, Brad, I have to tell you, I'm a man.
I'll try anything once.
I'm trying to figure out what any of this has to do with anything, Jeff.
Oh my God.
What kind of triathlon was that?
Folks, that was the best intro ever of the MCU'S Bleeding Edge channel podcast in the history of the MCU'S Bleeding Edge right there, folks. I'm sorry, but like that is obviously the coolest. Look at Jermaine, he can't even speak, he's speechless. Jermaine, your thoughts, sir. Opening question for the what do you think of that new sport that they've invented over there?
First, let's go in chronological order. I'll try anything once. I wasn't expecting that. That's for sure. And secondly, Jeff, you're the shock jock of the century. Got to be, because I
not me, sir.
I was shocked. I was not expecting that at all.
Tell me, guys.
It was really
like what it was like when I came on Trekkers Delight that one time, everything and whatnot. I didn't know shit about nothing about it.
No. This right here, it was just like, who can come the fastest? Like, really? Like,
yeah,
that's really what it was. Like, do you expect that? Like,
it's a good thing Andre's the 60-minute man pop culture guy wasn't there, because I mean he wouldn't have worked out over there. So what do you think, Andrew? What do you think about this new sport that's catching on?
It's not the weirdest clip you put. I'll tell you that. It's not the weirdest one. It's also thankfully not the longest clip you've ever put either. It's not as bad as that guy doing karate in his living room, or as bad as
Andrew actually laughed at that one.
Or that really annoying one with the fishing. I don't know if you remember. That's an old one with the guy fishing through that hole in the ground and pulling out all these fish and
the guy pulled the fish out. I just thought that was really cool. That guy with the fish.
So I mean, it's weird, but it's not that weird by Jeff's standards. So I'm kind of like, You know, I'm not that fake. And kind of like how Jermaine was saying, like I didn't expect that turn with the guy being like, I'll try anything once. I was like, I feel like I was surprised how unsurprised I was by that.
That is the Jerry Springer show, sir. So, like, of course, they had to make out and everything and whatnot. You know how it goes. Cyberneticshark, sir. What are your thoughts on that new Olympic event they've added?
Well, I mean, honestly, I wasn't expecting anything less from you, sir. So that would be an Olympic sport you would want to go for anyway. So
I would sign up to be a participant in that. I would have to do it.
You would.
Because you know what I'm saying? But only if the women were real, though. Like, it can't be a mannequin for me. It has to be a real woman. You know what I'm saying? Like some Sean Connery, movie contract shit and whatnot, where he got to actually bang the chick while you're in the sex scene type shit, like some Sean Connery shit.
Sean Connery shit.
There you go, baby. All right, folks.
Wait. Did Sean Connery actually do that?
No, it's just a joke, sir.
Okay.
I have a Sean Connery thing when I go into like the crack. What is it? The meth universe or whatever? The crack dimension, cyber.
Yeah, meth.
Occasionally. When I go into like the meth crack dimension, occasionally, whatnot here and there, or whatever. I tend to talk a lot about Sean Connery. You have to talk to Cyber about it. It's interesting. I become like very into Sean Connery and everything and whatnot. Everything's about Sean Connery, his ghost and shit, whatnot, everything. What would Sean Connery do? What would he think of that shit? Like most of the shit that is going on nowadays, if Sean Connery saw that shit, he would be like, "You little faggot bitch, just drink a beer, wipe some dirt on it, be a man, grow some hair on your chest." There you go. See. Anyways, so folks, hey Kelly, what's going on from Kelly's reactions? It's good to see you. I'm sure Jermaine and Cyber and you didn't even say anything about Andrew. Oh, and Andrew. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, and Andrew.
Okay.
Hey Cal. Hey Cal, I know you're stoned, Kelly. So I'll let you slide on that one. By the way, Jermaine, I like your vape, man. You've been blowing some nice clouds, bro, off that bitch. I respect that, by the way. I like to see them clouds. But folks,
got skills.
It is. You look like you actually invested in a nice vape. But folks, we are here to do a Fallout double episode 5 and 6 review. We're waiting on Andre's pop culture guy to show up eventually and time travel over here to the show. I'm sure he will eventually. I think he said he's having some slow Wi-Fi issues or something in Jersey. But either way, we've also got Ben supposedly coming on. But you never know. Something could have happened. He does have a pregnant wife, so there could have been issues. But what are you talking about now, Kelly? They do those life-size dolls. Yeah, I know. I've heard about those dolls you could have sex with and shit like that, Kelly. I know about that shit. I've heard about that. I haven't gone to that level yet and gotten one yet. I've heard they're expensive, actually. Oh, Jermaine's over here trying to fuck me up in the comment section now. So, anyways, folks, on the panel tonight, obviously I'm moderating Jeff S, aka TrueKnowledge. We got Andrew, formerly from GNN. Now we're just going to be calling him a semi-regular friend guest, former creator on the Bleeding Edge. How are you, Andrew?
I'm good, Jeff. I'm good. It's been a while. What was the last time we got together, Jeff? Was it for Shogun season?
The Shogun mid-season recap, right? And that was the first time we recorded in like over a year.
Yeah, so it's been about a month, maybe.
You've recorded with Jermaine before, haven't you?
No, I've never. This is the first time meeting Jermaine. No.
Really? You never recorded with Jermaine? Jermaine, you never recorded with Andrew one time?
I do not believe so.
No, because you just said, Jeff, last time was the first time in over a year. So
yeah, but Jermaine is kind of like you, he's spotty. When he'll come on, and then I won't see him for a year. Then he'll come on for a show or 2 or 3 shows, whatever. Then I won't see him again. He's like you, like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you remember, Jeff, the last time we recorded before last month was when we did the Last of Us season 1 HBO.
That's right. No, honestly, Andrew, you've done a lot of shows with us. I told you, since I've been, getting the podcast back caught up. I've been having to go, spend a lot of time rewatching or checking out some of our older shows. You participated in quite a few television series that we've done.
Yeah. Back when the MCU was big on Disney Plus.
You covered a lot of Marvel with us. You did a lot of shows with us. But Jermaine, it's good to have you back, brother. Jermaine's back for his second, helping of Fallout. It's good to have you back, brother. Good to see you. Good friend of mine.
Good.
Hopefully, we're going to be putting something together for the House of the Dragon together. So that's going to be dope. And look who decided to show up. Andres Diaz. Andres a pop culture guy. Time Cop, Time Lord, Dark Lord, whatever the fuck, whatever. Bat Lord. He decided to come back from the dimension, the year 2063, to show up on the panel and make a grand entrance 10 minutes late for the show. Are you warming your hand? Oh, okay. So how are you, sir? What's going on, Andres Diaz?
Pretty good. Very excited. Sorry about the lateness. I was watching Bridgerton. Great Netflix show. If you haven't seen that show, very awesome. So that's what I was doing.
Well, you missed out. Or what do you think of this new video I got of this new event they're having to have at the Olympics?
I think I'll skip, and plus I'm banned from the Olympics because I did something, supernatural on them. But anyway, that's not our whole story.
You're really blown away by that video, huh?
And
I'm surprised at how quick he finished. Like that was like 2 pumps and done. Like
you've never talked to a chick before, without had her tell you that she's had an experience like that before?
Yeah, but I've never actually seen it. It's never happened.
Okay, well, I guess you're a lucky guy then, brother. You know what I'm saying? Well, now I guess the gentlemen that you meet in your private life are handling their business, sir. I certainly have met many female partners where they came before 2 minutes, but they did not mind it, and I didn't mind either. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was good. I was glad that it was going ahead. I'd gone ahead and taken care of it for her. And gotten it out of the way, right?
Taking care of business.
Yeah. That's how I handle my business, Jermaine. You know what I'm saying? I put it down, bro. You know what I mean? Multiples are guaranteed. The question is whether I'm going to turn you out from jump or not. You know what I'm saying? Like the multiples are just going to, that's just true knowledge. Good D combo, baby. What up? Let's do it. All right. So anyways, folks, drinking games gone tonight. Drinking words tonight are Volt. Anything related to Volt Tech, Volts. I changed some of it up now that I watched the episodes. I'm dropping water. Maximus. The word radiation, anything having to do with radiation, rads, anything like that. Any swear word from now on, from the minute I finish this, is a drinking word, which I know with me is going to be probably the biggest issue. Since I do, say fuck pretty much every other sentence. So I'm trying to get Cyber drunk tonight, basically, just to be clear. Because it's not fair that I always end up drunk on these shows and not Cyber. So anyway, and on top of that, we're going to have double drinks on TrueKnowledge. And what was the other one that I had double drinks on? What was it? Let me look. I double drinks on TrueKnowledge and Bearded Lady. Any version of Bearded Lady. Bearded Ladies.
Oh my god.
Oh, and also the Ghoul. Any version of Ghouls. Anything of that nature. The Ghoul and the word Cooper. All drinking words. So we drinking, bitch. What's up? Let's do it. I hope you're stopped. Don't worry, there will be video clips played, whatever, for people to get up and take peas and restock and all that. If you're drinking booze, I would suggest that you just don't drink a lot. Don't partake too much per drink. That would be my suggestion. Anyways, folks, let's get into the show. Do I have any comments on the drinking words or anything or whatever? Are we all square? Andres, are you drinking your water coffee combination for the show?
Just water.
Oh, just water this time? Okay.
Me too.
All right. Good job, Andrew. All right. Cyber, what are you drinking?
what is it? It's a milkshake with liquor in it.
Okay. Jermaine, what are you drinking?
Water, but halfway through, I'm going to switch to wine.
Okay, that's right. I forgot that Jermaine is a wine drinker. You like liquor too, don't you, Jermaine?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, but what do you drink though? I forgot. Don't you drink like Cavassier and shit like that and whatnot? And
whiskey, not Cavassier. I can't. I don't
no,
like
for some reason I thought you did. Oh, you like whiskey?
Yeah.
What is it that you do? You make Manhattans?
No.
No, I've seen you before on the show with what looks like a red drink, like whiskey mixed drink, whatever. I thought that maybe it was like a Manhattan.
Nah, that was a Crown and whatever it was I had. Oh, Crown and cranberry. That's
that. There you go. That's a good combination. I like that. Crown and cranberry. I like rum. I like anything with cranberry. Rum, vodka, anything with cranberry is good. I am actually starting off the show with Nemo's Nutcracker, which is like a wino, crackhead type drink that they would buy at the gas station, because it's cheap and it's like really high alcohol content. There you go. So I'm gonna start off with that. But so all right, so the drinking game is on. Let's see how we make out with that. And I just want to start off with my opening question, and that would be going into Fallout episode 5 and 6. And I'll start off with you, Cyber. What were your expectations, I guess, going into the episodes? Coming off episode 4 and the episodes, before that. I mean, what were your expectations going into the episodes? And then, in terms of how they played out, did they meet kind of what you were expecting from the show?
So going from 4, I was expecting definitely more backstory and more info into what's going on with the vaults, stuff like that. We briefly kind of get that in 4, but in 5, but 6 is definitely the one that really gives us all the accoutrement, and 6 is by far the best episode, I think. And going in, like I said, I was looking for more, backstory and more information on kind of what has transpired to get them to the point they're at. Why the Vault people are that way? Why are why are only the Vault people the ones acting like this? Why are everyone on top so different? And we know that the Fallout has them being in the actual emissions from the Fallout versus the Vault people, but not, of course, we know that kind of stuff. But what else is making Howard really tick and all that kind of stuff? So going into 4 kind of good God, 5 we really I felt was very kind of very exposition. It didn't give a lot, but it gave just a little bit. Whereas 6 delved completely into what I was looking for and gave us exactly what we're looking for. So my expectations were I wanted more information, and definitely 6 gave me what I wanted. 5 really didn't. But definitely where we're at with these 2 episodes was enjoyable.
Andrew, your thoughts?
Well, I mean, because of the nature of the show, with how Amazon released it, I just binged it pretty much all within 2 days. So I didn't really have a lot of downtime between episodes to be like, oh, what am I expecting from the next? I just went straight into it, so I didn't really think too much about it. But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of trying to do in my mind to remember the recap of 5 and 6. This is the one where where Maximus, he's stuck in his suit because what's his name? The other guy took out the power core from behind.
Well, no, you know what? I mean, honestly, don't even worry about it. Just if I'm going to start the episode review in just 2 seconds anyway and whatnot and everything, I get what you're saying. If you want to just wait and give me a minute, I'll get into the opening and whatnot and everything, and you can contribute and comment off the that intro. If you get what I'm saying. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Jermaine, you have any thoughts, sir? As far as what your expectations were going into episodes 5 and 6, and then what we ended up with.
In terms of expectations, first, I'm generally not a person who likes a whole lot of backstory. I just want to get straight to the action. But with this particular show, I needed a whole lot of backstory. I didn't get a whole lot of it in episode 5, but just to kind of piggyback off of what Cyber said, I got a good bit out of episode 6. And in fact, after episode 6, I had a lot more questions. So yeah.
Okay. I'm just a pop culture guy, sir. Same question.
Yeah, as Andrew said before, I binge watched this show like in consecutive day, which was crazy. Or 2-3 days it took me to binge watch the show. And I think episode 5 and 6 did a really good job of providing us the answers and very intrigue of what this world is about, particularly Mr. G himself, Goggins, and of course Lucy and then Mr. M's like journey to finding the head. So that was very promising, because I think episode 5 was the weakest so far for me, despite it was still enjoyable watch for me, but it's the weakest of the bunch. But we'll see.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one. And Cyber, what a shock! Guess who directed episode 6? Our buddy from Shogun, Frederick E.O. Toy, that directed some of those really great episodes of Shogun, right?
Yeah.
And directed the finale, right? And all that and whatnot. And I believe he also directed the episode 9, chapter 9.
Nice.
So what a shock that he's the one that did episode 6. Jermaine, the director that directed, they had different directors on this Fallout series. Jonathan Nolan from Westworld didn't direct all the episodes, just the first couple. And on Shogun, they had different directors all through the series. And one of the main Shogun writers that did the majority of the writing of Shogun is one of the writers on Fallout. And we just covered Shogun, so it's kind of like an interesting connection. But so basically, starting off with episode 5 of Fallout, folks, we are doing a double episode review. We start off with Maximus, as Andrew mentions. He starts off with his squire, Thaddeus. They're hanging out and whatnot and everything. Thaddeus wants to get branded. He still thinks that, oh, you know what? Maximus is a drinking word. That's 2 drinks. So Thaddeus wants to be branded by who he believes is Knight Titus. The M guy, Mr. M, finally can't help himself and reveals to Thaddeus that he is, actually not Knight Titus. And Thaddeus ain't having that, right? And so Maximus kind of, he's surprised. I guess he thought that Thaddeus would be understanding or something, but he ain't. And he kind of lunges at Thaddeus. At that point, he crushes his foot. Mr. M, is in the power armor, and Thaddeus pulls his fusion core, right? So that he basically makes the T-60 immobile, the power armor, and Thaddeus goes ahead and grabs the head and takes off, right? So you end up with Mr. M stuck in the power armor completely, and all of a sudden he's getting attacked and almost eaten by rad roaches. If you played the games, the rad roaches. And right before they're about to get up in his suit, Lucy shows up and shoots all of them off. Now Lucy isn't sure if she should let Maximus out. I mean, she's had some bad experiences with people so far, right? Like she's not, she's learning to become not very trustworthy in this new world that she's in. But at the same time, she's radiated. Oh, that's also a drinking word. She's got rad sickness, right? So Mr. M notices that, says, hey, if you let me out, I have what they from the games is called Radaway. Mm-hmm. Okay, that helps alleviate the symptoms. So basically they make a deal where Lucy says, well, I'll release you if you know, you have the Brotherhood of Steel back me up to get my father, right? And we'll bring the head in together. You know, they make a bargain, and she lets him out, and she knows all about the T-60 armor too, and then she passes out from the rad poisoning. So, basically from there, we go into back into Vault 32, and Chet and Norm are still, you know, in there checking things out. They see and notice that it looks like some of the dead people were actually trying to like force their way into Vault 31 before they head back to Vault 32. And Betty is very like suspicious of them, right? As she's like running for overseer and the, you know, and all that and whatnot over at Vault 32. She encounters, you know, Chet and Norm and is kind of like very suspicious of them. So I'll stop right there. I'll go to you, Andrew. Andrew, what are your thoughts on the opening of episode 5?
Again, like as I was saying earlier, I found it very funny as someone who like plays the games how him without his power core, like he's just kind of stuck in his suit. And oddly enough, in the game, like if you're you run out of your power core runs out or whatever, you just walk very, very, very slowly, and you just get out. You can still get out of the suit. So it's interesting how like for the most part the show is very faithful, but I think they wanted that conflict in there just to have. Because it'd be very easy if you could just get out of the suit and then like, you wouldn't have run into like Lucy at all. So just a little nitpick, not a nitpick, but just a little thing I observed. But yeah. So at this point, Lucy, who starts off very naive about the world, very naive about how people should be out in the wasteland. She's now been in enough situations with the ghoul and with other people across the first floor.
That's a drink.
Yeah. With other people across the first 4 or so episodes. Right, along with like those guys that had the what do they have? Those 2 guys that were running, like they were holed up in that super duper mart, right? She knows now that like not everybody's as cool as they seem. I'm trying to remember? Did they? Oh no, that hasn't happened yet. Never mind. I'm sorry. I was getting have myself with the whole thing crossing the bridge thing. But that's later on in the episode.
That's a little bit farther down the road.
Yeah. So she's cautious, right? She's cautious now about Maximus. Okay, that's right, Mr. M. I forgot.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. That's all right, sir.
But as far as the intro, or I'm trying to remember the beginning of the episode, she's in a pickle, right? She's in a pickle. Either she already knows she kind of has an idea, like this guy that she ran into earlier back in episode 2 is obviously not the worst person she could have ran into, right? Because he saved during that one town, right, when he shows up and takes care of
in Philly,
Howard. I'll say take care of Howard, right? And so she feels like she at least she can kind of trust him, but at the same time, having been betrayed so many times, like she gets it, right? She gets it. So obviously, she's like she bargains for his cooperation. Maximus kind of goes along with it, even though he knows well enough that he's probably not going to be able to hold up his end of the bargain.
Oh, that's a drink. Maximus. Oh, and I just said it too, so that's a double drink.
Oh my god. Just keep interrupting my flow, but so yeah, as I was saying, yeah, he's not Mr. M, as you call him, right? He's not going to be able to probably hold up his end of the bargain, but he figures that this will get resolved way before he has to do his part anyway. So off they go, and yeah.
And he still says that his name is Knight Titus.
I found that so weird because she's not going to know the difference. So why not just give her his real name? Because it's not
because he's also distrustful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess.
She's from a V, one of those V places, and he's been told that they're full of monsters and all that. Remember?
Yeah, that's right. There's an ignorance that kind of goes both ways, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, that plays across the episode and whatnot and all that, and we'll talk about that. But I'll go over to you, Mr. 60-Minute Man, sir. Hopefully you won't be 60-Minute Man, but this will be your first contribution, so who knows where this might go. As we know, from future past experiences. Yes, and I love you too, sir. What are your thoughts on the intro, sir?
Very fun. It's very funny when the guys are celebrating, capturing the head after beating that was that creature from last episode, the Glabber or whatever. So they're celebrating, and then of course it was very funny to see the guy asking Mr. M to like mark him in the back as how Mr. M got it in episode 1, when he became the servant for those like knights. So that was really cool, and and he's like so happy. And then I will say it was very stupid of him, Mr. M, to really trust him. Despite they were getting along, and I don't know, him being very cocky, or just his general heart to the guy, like he should remember the rules of the Brotherhood of Steel. They have rules, so I don't know why he took that risk to reveal you know of his how you say it how you say it um not blinking thanks a lot, Jeff, with your goddamn snack thing. Anyway,
what did I do? What did I do?
You're not mute, sir. We heard you open.
We heard every single time you pulled out that chip, sir.
A lot of SMR, huh?
Was it that sensitive?
That fucking loud, yes.
Well, you know what? I fucked up a reaction video the other day to Tool because I forgot how sensitive my mic is, and I was beating my like doing the drum part on my thighs, and I fucked up the whole reaction, and like got hammered in the comment section from the Tool fans. I'm sorry about that. I did not mean to throw you off or anybody off of the panel.
No worries, folks. It's Friday. It's a long day. But no. I think that sequence is was setting up to another like actually really cool mission now for the characters now to do, just like any game. Like it was cool. Like first it's like, all right, everyone was trying to everyone's still trying to get the head. Now it's like, okay, it's like in a game, like when you play with your friends, is like, oh, we could team up and like get to our destination and mission that the game is set up for us. That was really cool to see, when Lucy comes in.
It's kind of like me. I've always wanted to get some head from some, you know what I'm saying? So like it's very similar.
No, but in another game, yes, but not in this game. But yeah, so I don't know what game you're talking about, sir, but I see one of those.
I want some brains, bitch. What's up?
Oh my god. Anyway. So yeah, we got a little tease of the the roaches, those little big bugs. We saw them in episode 2,
Don't you guys have those in Jersey?
Oh, I mean
it looks like they straight out of Australia or something.
Yeah, or in South America. I mean, South America. They got really big ones there too. But yeah, creepy. It's great to see 3 of them, and then all of a sudden, this is great. It was great to see Lucy like transform into like a not yet a different person. You saw from last episode 5, how Lucy got changed, and she somewhat is getting used to the world, but not fully completed yet, as we've seen with this episode. But right away she shoots them, point blank, and then she like stomps on one of the cockroaches, which was very brutal, and that's kind of cool. And yeah, it makes sense that she knew about the the suit, because I guess the company that built those.
She studied history. Remember that episode 1? She said one of her strengths was studying history.
Yes, so that's probably why she knows like a lot of that like detail of that.
Andre, have you ever hung out with the Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
Yeah, the TV show. Oh man, I know the TV show, but I haven't hung out with them.
Okay.
Why'd you ask him that, Jeff? Why'd you ask him that?
I just had to ask.
Oh my god. I used to watch that show. It was so funny. I was like, I eat French fries, a meat, bowl, and a soda being superheroes. That was a cool concept. Anyway. I mean, I know Venture Brothers, great show, very funny as well. Anyway, yeah. So then, obviously, Lucy kind of gets a little sick because of uh, the gamma thing she has, because of the nuclear stuff. So I was kind of surprised she survived that far, and so it was. And yeah, and one thing I appreciate is they still do the cat and mouse for the characters. They don't fully trust each other. Lucy doesn't get that the long game where Mr. M, kind of is playing that game, and he does it so good. And so it's very intriguing how they come to a compromise towards the end. So which they did, and of course she saved him, and he saved her, and so that's where we're at right now. So overall, the sequence was really great, and got me hooked to episode 5. Yeah, wait, this episode. So
yeah, it really did. It really showed Lucy's growth a lot from episode 4. What did you think, Jermaine?
Well, not to belabor with what basically everyone has said, but what I was struck with was the fact that, well, first, Lucy had come in contact with Mr. M prior to, so she was kind of like in a headspace where it's like, okay, I think I can trust this guy, and so it made sense that she would, inevitably just trust him, right? Also, I love the fact that when she showed up and she saw the cockroaches, she just pulled her gun out and she started shooting, and she got every single one of them. Boom, 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 boom. Like, that reminded me how good of a shot she was, because I think the last time we saw that was in episode 1. Correct me if I'm wrong. And so it triggered something in myself, and I was like, hold up, wait a minute. She can actually handle herself. Also, I noticed in that particular sequence that Lucy is very smart. She knew that Mr. M was after the head as well, and that was part of why she was just like, "Hey, let's team up. Let's do this together. We can do this together." And it was almost as if she was saying, "I know what's important. What's important to you is also important to me, but this could actually be a win-win situation if you give me what I need." I thought that was brilliant on her part. But I will say this. I was not expecting the two of them to find each other. I wasn't expecting that at all, because we had gone so many episodes where they didn't connect at all. And to have it happen abruptly at the beginning of episode 5, that was not jarring, but it was unexpected.
I really liked their chemistry when we first saw them in episode 1. I really enjoyed their chemistry. Cyber, your thoughts, sir?
Okie dokie. I'm sorry, could you please reiterate where we're going to?
We're going up until when we go to Mr. M and Lucy going to take off after, Squire Thaddeus and all that and whatnot. Right after Norm and Chet in Vault 32 find the dead people trying to get into Vault 31.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, the beginning of episode 5, like I said before, episode 5 I found to be the weakest episode of the series so far. I just thought it was a lot of exposition that just did not really capture my attention. I kind of found myself having to pause it and take a moment and go back to it because it just was so boring to me. Because it just the beginning part of this episode, it's okay. It's not horrible, but at the same time, I just found it very kind of, I don't know, very melancholy, very robotic. It just didn't feel like the other episodes prior to it. And I just feel like how it begins, with Mr. M, basically getting stuck in that suit, and it doesn't get any help until L comes along to, help him. And you're just kind of like, okay, that would really suck if you got stuck in one of those giant suits without power or whatever, because What if you have to pee? What if you have to go poo or something? You know, like what would you do? Is it like an astronaut suit? Are you able to shit in it? Are you able to piss in it? I don't know. But anyways, you know, I mean, he looks like he's been there for, I don't know, 5 minutes to me. And they're acting like he's like dying in this thing after being there for maybe 24 hours. Maybe that's how long it was before what's her name showed up. And I'm thinking of something like if you just drank water like not too long ago, you should still be fine for at least a couple more days, bro. So I don't know why you were so scared of being stuck in that suit for, you know, as short time as you were. But anyways, you know, when they kind of get their thing going on after she gets them out of the suit and stuff like that, I thought that was okay. It definitely was interesting to see them kind of together again, because it's been a while since we saw them like interact with each other at all prior to this episode. Because I think the last time we saw them was like maybe episode 2, I think it was, when he ends up getting the suit and he goes and tries to help with Mr. G, Howard. And so like that scene was kind of interesting, but like it just seemed very, I don't know, plain to me. It just didn't seem very entertaining. And you know, going up to the breaking point where you're going to the I think that section of the episode was just pretty basic too. Nothing really much stood out to me. Nothing really like
So the Volt 32 shit and all that and whatnot with Norm and all that and all that suspicious stuff doesn't really do a lot for you.
Well, in previous episodes it did. This one, it just seemed very just like straight across like bland. I don't know why. It just did. It just didn't feel the same as the previous time they had gone through this stuff. And it just seemed pretty basic, like them finding this stuff and researching it. And it just was, you know, an okay section of the episode. It was interesting, but nothing to really, you know, write about, I would say. It was an okay section. And Maximus is awesome.
Oh, okay. You're going to pour a drink on me? That's fine. I don't know what that guy was doing, man. I don't know. Yes, sir.
I think the best.
Need more context.
I think the best part was Jermaine's mouth just wide open when that burst went.
Oh, this is Russian young.
Look what you did, Jeff. You scared Andre anyway.
No, he's having Wi-Fi issues, I think.
Are you sure? Are you sure that's the reason?
Yeah, he wouldn't be scared. He's seen more intense shit than that. Remember, he does a lot of shows with me, so we do all the Monday shows together. Besides that, I had to play them because Wrath of Khan was responsible for them. So, anyways, Con. So,
John.
Back to Mr. M and Lucy, you know, taking off, going to search Thaddeus using her Pip-Boy. You know, she used the tracker, you know, as the ability to find the head as a bargaining chip in her deal to become partners with them, and they shake hands and all that. And
by the way, I love, sorry, Jeff. I love that detail of how they do that with the Pip-Boy shows like the map and the little tracker is like the little vault boy, little like,
oh yeah,
like that's like straight out of the game, just like that, like the little like you go to your map and shows you.
They did a really good job. They did a really good job of mimicking the games. They really did. They did a really good job. I played the games too, and they did a really good job. So basically. Back at Volt 32, Betty is advertising herself on the loudspeakers to be overseer. everybody's voting for Betty. We know that from like the asshole dude in line talking to one of the guys that is actually like, also running for like, overseer. And even the dude that's like running for overseer votes for like Betty, like, I'll play it, Jermaine. Don't worry. So Lucy wants to know from, Mr. M, what happened in the last 200 years after the bombs, right? And of course, it's another great scene that displays them together, and their different like viewpoints on like history and all that and whatnot. Because Maximus, I said it, drink. Mr. M actually says, like the bombs just happened. Like I survived the bombs. So, Lucy's just trying to basically, collect information from him. And we go back to Volt 32. Oh, the V word is the drinking word. Jeez, that's another drink.
I'm already out of fluids.
That's okay, just mine. Norm hacks the computer on Volt 32 and figures out, I said it again. He figures out that all overseers at Volt 32. Oh, fuck. That's 2 drinks. That have all come from V Place 31, the V spot. You know what I'm saying? V spot 31.
There's like a jingle, right, Jeff? Like when in doubt, trust or something like that.
Yes, there is one. And so, of course, guess who wins the election? Betty. And so the saying is something like if you're glum, when things are glum, vote 31 or some shit like that, right?
There you go. Yeah, something like that.
Close enough. We go back to Lucy and Mr. M coming across a bridge, and there's people on the bridge, and they're shouting at each other, and it's kind of like a standoff. You have guns? No, we don't have guns. No, we also don't have guns. It's very funny. Lucy tries to jump in and be like, all right, everybody, let's take a breath and all this shit and whatnot. And the other guy on the side is like, fuck you, or whatever. Like, what the fuck? Or whatever, or what the fuck are you talking about? And as they do finally walk across each other, Maximus, consents that that something's off, right? Because they're looking rough, and they show the chick staring at Lucy, seeing that she's a vault person as like fresh meat. Mr. M grabs Lucy's gun, shoots both of them, but takes a shot from them in his arm, right? But tells Lucy that it's just a scratch, it's no big deal. So. But he is actually hurt. Now in Volt 32, I did it again. I said the V word. Chet is now taking care of the baby of Steph's, right? He's like rocking the baby and shit and whatnot while he's talking to Norm. Norm is obsessed with this whole what's going on with V31 and everything and whatnot. And they asked Steph, what was it like? What was different about V31? She says the mashed potatoes were better. Norm says it's the same thing that my dad used to say.
Eventually, Jeff, we're just going to be at a point where we're just communicating with like acronyms like HG.
Yeah, it will devolve to that, sir. At which point I'll just play videos. So Lucy and Mr. M show up at Shady Sands, and we finally hear for the first time in the show that I believe of the NCR, right? The Northern California Republic. So Lucy, yes, Lucy can't believe there already has been civilization. She's shocked, because basically what that means is that the whole mission of the V's is a joke. They see a bomb crater, and you hear that, Mr. M dropped that line from the trailer that's really good, where everyone wants to save the world, they just disagree on how. Right? Really, really well said.
Mm-hmm.
We find out, that Mr. M survived the bombs and was taken in by the Brotherhood. Lucy sees that Mr. M is hurt and that they need like medical supplies. They need to do something to help his wound. They find Hawthorne Medical Laboratories. And when they go in there, they both fall into a trap, like a trap door. So, let's see. I'll keep going on that. The Volt, oh, fuck. The V32ers head over to V33. Every time I think of the word V, I think of the word vagina. V, I automatically link to the word to vagina. V for vagina, baby. They should have a movie called that, like a porno, based off of the V for Vendetta, V for vagina.
I'm sure they do.
Oh God, I got Andrew to fall out, Cyber. How about that shit?
I'm just picturing what's his V with like the Guy Fawkes mask. He's just like creeping on women and stuff.
V is for vagina, baby. So, anyways, we get this whole kind of sort of ceremony where the Vault 30 Vers, I just said it again. What the fuck, man? Head over to V33, and Betty wants to repopulate V33. She spoke to the overseer at V31 about it. They will shift people over to 33 from V32. It's all cleaned up now. No bodies. Everything is fixed. Everything's painted over. Norm is suspicious, of course, of Betty. But Betty doesn't give off anything nefarious in any of their, scenes together. She doesn't give off like she is a part of anything. Is a part of some kind of conspiracy. She seems like she naturally feels like she just won the election and she's just going about her business. He asks her, Norm does, about his mom's Pip-Boy, and she says she buried it with her father. With his father, they buried his mom. So then Lucy and Mr. M wake up where? In a V. Inside a vagina. No, in a V. In a V, as we call it here on the drinking game Fallout review. So I'll stop there, and I'll go to you, Sir Jermaine. What are your thoughts on that passage of the episode, sir, leading up to when Mr. M and Lucy wake up in what we find out is V4, the fourth stage of vagina?
I had a lot of different thoughts there. First, how lucky for Lucy. That was number one. Also, it had to have been a scary situation for Mr. M, because this was not a world that he was accustomed to. So that was one thing that was going through my mind. The next thing was, I'm trying not to skip too far ahead. What was that character's name? Was it Barbie or whatever it was? I think it was Barbie or whatever. Barb. I think it was Barb.
Are you talking about Betty?
Not Betty.
The overseer?
No. The person who kind of greeted Lucy and Mr. M.
Oh, we haven't gone that far.
Okay. All right. Well, to go back then, the overseer. Now, I was looking at her side-eyed the entire time. Every look that she ever gives, it's like I would never trust her. Like, she could walk into a room and I'd be like, nah, she's the devil. I don't want to have anything to do with her.
So you do think that she seems suspicious? I was saying I feel like she doesn't come off suspicious.
She's the devil. She's the devil with a big afro. Bottom line, plain and simple.
Okay. Any other thoughts?
It's more of a wondering. I wonder what is the real deal with V32. Clearly, that's another episode. Yeah, just in general, I have a big wonder, a big question mark when it comes to V32. I'm trying to figure that out, and I haven't gotten to a point. She's the devil with the big afro. Yeah. Okay.
Mr. Rathacon is over here dropping bombs over here in the comment section. Over here dropping bombs. Anyways, so okay, go over to you, Mr. Cyberneticshark, sir. Same passage, sir. Your thoughts going up to the part where Lucy and Mr. M wake up in AV. Not a real human vagina, of course, sir, because they'd be too big to fit.
Okay, Mr. Vagina Man. Anyways, so from where we left off, leading up to getting to Vault 4, this is where that portion before we get to Vault 4 was like I said, once again, it was kind of blasé for me. It was very flat. When we got to Vault 4 and we found out that it was a vault, that they've been saved by vault people, and that it seemed like she was in another vault again, Lucy, that's when I started getting more into the episode. And so once they're like actually in there, and Mr. M gets help for his battle wound, and basically Lucy's all happy. She's like, "Oh, they're helping us. Don't worry. We don't need to leave." And Mr. M's kind of like suspicious, like everyone had said. I thought that was kind of interesting that he was like that at first, but as later on we'll find out, he actually changed his tune. But how he starts off, where he's kind of suspicious, you're kind of like, "Ooh, this could be interesting. This could lead to something, like him doing something crazy or something like that." So this is where the episode started to really pull me finally in, and actually started giving me a little entertainment value. And the whole voting sequence there, with Norm and all the people that are in that vault, that was interesting too. I like that, where he was like researching in the computer and how the voting system worked, and how he saw there was discrepancies and stuff like that. And I thought that was kind of interesting. Like, oh, there's more to this than meets the eye there. So that really kind of pulled me in too. For all of this that don't realize that, but that actress there that plays that senator or whatever, the Foreman, whatever you want to call her, she actually is the blind gal in the Deadpool movies.
Yeah,
and it's
Blind
funny
Al.
seeing her. Yeah, Blind Al, and it's so funny seeing her like actually without the glasses and actually seeing walking around and stuff. So it's kind of funny seeing her like not as Blind Al, and because she's fantastic as Blind Al, so it's fun seeing her play this different type of role. And so that kind of pulls you in a little bit too, but really when they get to Vault 4 is really what it pulls in. And
man, that's a drink.
You just want a drink.
You said a drinking word.
Well, I said vault like 10 times already, so.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that's another one.
There he goes again.
Vault.
That's not fair, sir.
Yeah, it is. Very fair. Anyways, so when they get there, the number 4, and they start to get kind of cozy there.
I didn't go that far. That's coming up.
So great. This is when the episode really starts to fire up. Great intro to the next portion.
I'm just a pop culture guy. 60-minute man, 1000, sir.
Okay, sure thing. Yeah, so this section was it's very enjoyable because it's great to see our characters finding out and discovering things that they're not aware of. So in this case, Lucy finding out, a bit more of the outside world, what happened, like she knows what happened until like 2000 like years out, what happened outside after the nuclear strike happened, right? And then you got her, her brother finding out, the shady secrets of V 30 what 33
yeah 31
31 okay V31 and and that was very intriguing, but I gotta say I'm not very I don't know, like every time we go back and forth to V31 where the brother is, that's where I kind of lose interest. But when they did the vote thing, that was so funny. I mean, I crack up the scene when one of the I don't know the
well sir I don't want you to lose interest, sir, so I'll play your video for you.
No, that's okay.
That girl got some ass too. Oh yeah, Andres. Another one, so loud. Yeah, man. All that junk inside the trunk. I'ma get you drunk, get you love drunk off my hump. What you gonna do with all that? Oh man, I think I almost saw her beat.
No, I mean, anyway, we're not gonna discuss this. Anyway, back to the show. We're doing in-depth analysis of the greatest show of all time.
Oh, okay. In-depth analysis.
And you're showing this provocative.
That's your favorite video, sir. I'm sorry, I didn't choose it as your favorite. You did.
That's not my favorite. That was Jasmine, who some bizarre reason is you.
Jasmine.
Yeah, that's his name, Jasmine. I don't care. F you, Raph. F you, Jeff.
What?
That's it.
I would appreciate that. Some tequila. I would appreciate that. Yes, thank you.
What's going on here? This is crazy.
No offense. I'm sorry, viewers that's watching the show. I cannot take it anymore. This is ridiculous.
Oh,
Raph,
shut up. You've said that so many times.
I know. I'm joking. Anyway, no. Raph, I love you, but don't be Jeff, please. Just be yourself.
What's wrong with wanting to be me?
A lot of things, but we're not going to get into that.
Oh,
I love you, Jeff. No worry, Jeff. It's positive.
I love you too, brother.
Yeah, I love you too. Anyway, where were we at? Oh yeah. The voting thing was so funny. It was hilarious. I cracked up when the person say, "Look, no offense, I'm gonna vote blind Al because she's way more professional and she's more seasonal than you, sir." And it's like, I understand. And he and then when he goes into the curtain, the voting, he chose her, so it makes sense. So it was not a big surprise. And yeah, Saber, I did like you bringing up the casting. Yeah, I forgot. I didn't notice that was the actress that played Blaine Owl. She's so different without the glasses. Like, it'd be funny when she say, "Can we do what was the Deadpool tree line?"
We didn't go that far yet.
Oh really? Oh well. We cannot do "Don't Build a Snowman," folks. If you understand that reference. Anyway, from Deadpool 3. Anyway. That's all I have to say. It's overall very intriguing sequence.
Andrew, sir,
Jeff,
I am not going. You are the end of the panel, sir. I know you can get fucked up when you're coming off of Andre's a pop culture guy. It can throw you off, right?
Two things I want to address before I forget them, because I will forget them if I don't say them right now. Cyber mentioned the hacking scene where Norm gets on the computer, and that's straight out of the game, the exact same kind of hacking thing where you just
all
these characters on the screen.
Layout. It is,
yeah. And you're looking for the right word. And then Jermaine, he commented how lucky Lucy is to fall into that situation. And I don't know if you guys bothered checking Amazon, or I don't know if it was Amazon or Bethesda, but one of them came out with the official like stats of the Ghoul, Mr. M, and Lucy. And Lucy actually has the highest luck stat at 7, which I thought was really funny. So she is naturally inclined to be lucky in the show. So all the things that turn out her way, it's by design that way. So, yeah, I wanted to mention those two things before they slipped away from me.
It's kind of like how I've banged so many pregnant chicks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, not many. It's very rare to actually just bang random like pregnant women, right? It's hard to do.
Are you saying because they're not on the market as much?
Yeah, like you're not like I'm not talking about I was married to them or whatnot and all that. I'm talking about I've just banged so many pregnant women, just randomly. It's kind of like I've got the luck of the pregnant banging chicks, baby.
Are you meeting them like in the maternity ward at a hospital, or what's going on here?
No, when you live my life, sir, you come across certain situations where God blesses me and puts me in certain spots. So
after you get like a little like experience points kind of little thing pops up, like it went well or whatever, successful.
Yeah, I mean, hey, most dudes, I mean, it's the pregnant me is the pregnant P is good.
Anyways, as Andre was saying, back to the show. So yeah, all the stuff going on with the miss. I think this was for me. That was the most captivating thing, was the stuff going on with Chet and Norm in the background, just because that's what pulled me in, the mystery of all these I almost said the word, of all these V's, right? How they're all interlinked, and the whole mystery of how, like, oh no, like these people have been dead for like over a year or something. It's like, what's going on with that? And then him kind of hacking into it, finding out what's going on. Okay, all right, I was reading the bottom. And so the whole thing with you said we're not there yet, huh? I forgot what the whole after they fall into the pit and all that. I'm sorry, Jeff, I lost the ghost. What was your question? I'm trying to remember what you're talking about. I was so distracted by the chat.
the passage of the episode going up to ending when Lucy and Mr. M wake up in the V.
Okay. All right.
When they fall in that trap door.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they happen to fall into the right building. Fortunately, it's a friendly place, right? Do we get? Is this the reveal where we get where like the camera, or not yet? Huh? The camera hasn't pulled back yet to show what room they're in, or no? No, not yet. Okay, so we're not there yet.
No, yeah, it's afterwards. Okay,
it's afterwards. Okay, so then up to that point, it's just, I guess, what happened on the bridge sequence, which you guys kind of already gone over 4 times already. I don't really have much to add to this, Jeff. Sorry. Other than those 2 little things I noticed, that's about it.
Well, anyways, just to get
with the exception of what?
I'm trendy, sir. I'm what they call straight but flexible, sir. Straight but flexible. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Keep cooking.
I'm very new age, sir.
Actually, I have to cook after this too. As soon as this is over, I have to literally get cooking. So.
Oh, Andrew can cook, brother. You don't know, Jasmine, my young brother. Andrew hasn't been recording very much lately and whatnot, everything. So his game's not as tight as it could be. He's getting back into his groove. But Andrew is a solid contributor on the panel.
Appreciate that.
Yes, he is. I got him to fall out for the first time ever on a show, I think. Remember that one time when we set Alexis up on the show to get her to fall out? And you set me up for the joke?
I think so. I'm trying to remember which instance it was.
We were purposely trying to get her to laugh?
Yeah. I vaguely remember that.
And you said some shit or whatnot. Oh, wait, I swore. Oh, jeez. That's a drink. So you set me up and I dropped the joke. And then she fell out, like she finally just laughed, and you like put your hands up and like,
yeah, that sounds familiar. Yeah,
you were like, yes.
Feels like that. like that one song where it's like, get up, drink, sit down, drink, everything's drink.
There you go, sir. Little nostalgia for you. So, basically, that's the end of the episode. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me here. Obviously, the drinking game must be having an effect on me because I didn't even notice on my outline that Lucy and Mr. M waking up in the V is the end of episode 5. So, basically, heading into episode 6, while we do ratings and final thoughts on episode 5, I'll start with you, Cyber. Your rating in episode 5, sir, and your final thoughts.
I give this episode a 7. And my final thoughts were, like I said, this is probably the weakest episode of the series so far. My least favorite, and I just found it very boring until we got to the very latter half of the episode.
Okay. Jermaine.
I would actually give it an 8. I would give it an 8. You've got to understand that for me, I never played the video games, and I do like a world where I can figure things out. And this particular show, Fallout, I'm constantly trying to figure out, how does this connect to that? How does this connect to that? And so it wasn't bad for me. It was actually good to see those two characters form some type of relationship. And so, yeah, it was an 8.
Okay. 2 inches bigger than my P. Not my V, but my P. I'm a 6-incher. I'm not afraid. It's okay. I'm not afraid to admit my stats, baby. All right. That's right. That's how we get down. I'm just a pop culture guy, sir.
I'm sorry. This one is difficult. I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Just give it a 9. Just give it a 9, sir. Like you give every other fucking episode.
Not really. I always give it a 6 or 7 out of 8 if it's bad.
Cyber, how many fucking times a week does he rate an episode of something a 9?
And Cyber gives everything a 10 out of 10.
That is not true. Cyber does not give everything a 10 out of 10. Cyber, does Andres not rate at least one show out of every week a 9?
At least.
Yeah, at least. You hear that?
So what are you talking about? Your 4s and 5s. You one time you gave a show a 5.
Yeah. Sorry, Andres. You have definitely giving a pretty straightforward 9s to 8s, I feel, across the boards usually is what you give, sir. So you give occasional 7, occasional 7.5, maybe a 5 once or 4. But definitely you're consistent with 9, sir.
I think this could be a subliminal message to the kind of D's, the size of them, that Andres would, want to.
How about this? A 8, fuck you, 0.5 out of fuck you, 10.
No 5s or 4s for Andres.
Yeah, so fuck you.
At 3 swears already. 3 swears already.
Yeah, so.
Oh, there's 3 in there? Oh, man.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Andres.
Hey, don't blame me. You brought it on to yourself. So I was like, what? This is a good opportunity to mess you up, brother. Anyway, the reason I give that number 8.5 out of 10. If you don't have Goggins in the episode, then it's not going to be
he was going to give it a 9, and then he just reduced it to an 8.5 just because he didn't want to,
Don't let me say the F word so you can drink again, buddy.
Wait, is he knocked out this entire episode?
Yeah. Yeah, next episode we see him again. Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because he when he passes out. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the weird part. We watched
they remove him. They wanted to really focus on Mr. M and Lucy.
Maybe that's why it felt so slow then, and that could be why.
It was definitely a fillerish episode without question. It's total fillerish episode. Andrew, your rating and your final thoughts, sir.
I mean, Andre said this earlier, and I kind of agree with him. I do think this is in what's considered an overall really strong series, this is like the weak link in the series where I think the first 4 episodes of what happens with like the Super Duper Mart and when they go to that Phil town and like all the stuff that happens the first 4 episodes is great. With the Gulper in episode 3 and all that. And I think this is a little slower, which is weird to say because there's like a shootout with the bridge and all the stuff that happens. But I feel like every other episode in the show is just so much stronger. And so I guess I feel like this is probably like a 7, which isn't even bad. 7's like a C. That's passing right there. So
no, a 7. I mean, most people would tell you that a 7. It's a little too big for anal. They prefer something more in the 6 or 5 range. You know what I'm saying? But a 7's doable.
I missed you, Jeff. I missed you.
I don't know if I agree with you.
That was my response. That was it.
Okay, sir. Excellent. Very wonderful. Outstanding. So, before we get into episode 6 of Fallout, I will go ahead and play some actual, footage from the show. First, though, we have to have our bearded.
No one's gonna marry you, Haranam. Like, you have a beard. No one's gonna date you, Haranam. You have a beard. No one's going to be your boyfriend, Haranam. You have a beard. You are not a preference to a lot of men. And then I'll get...
Andres will be your boyfriend.
Men message me, but that's not who I'm attracted to. Hannah, I like really masculine men. Because I am very soft. I'm so different
already
to what
buried
you see
3 times
on TV. On TV.
I've never seen you on TV.
Probably not. But no, generally you'll see, she's strong, she's, what she's talking about is very powerful, whatever people say. But then at home, I'm very quiet. I'm very feminine.
She's very quiet, very feminine.
See that side of me, But no, it has been difficult. Where I wanted to be married and have kids.
It's very difficult.
Be a single mom. That's not what I've ever wanted.
Jermaine, would you want to hang out with her with the beard lady in a quiet place or whatever the fuck she's talking about?
Not in the sense that you're talking. Talk to her. Yeah.
No, be friends. Be friends with her. She likes masculine. She likes masculine men. You're a masculine man, Jermaine.
Yeah, we can talk.
She doesn't get down with them femboy type dudes you fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Whatnot. She is a masculine man.
Who said no? I like somebody just like me.
I'm messing with you, sir. Anyways, I apologize. I'm actually getting fucked up now, but Rathicon, you're fucking me up, dude. I'm serious. While you're fucking blowing up the fucking comment section shit and whatnot, you're distracting me. I'm trying to focus,
But I love every second of it. I love every second.
What I'm saying?
It's the comments for me. The comments, I love them. Every last one.
Well, I like the bearded lady videos. Oh, that's another fucking D.
I need more context of that video though. Like that whole interview she's on. Like, what is going on there? What?
I don't know. The music is very powerful.
Yeah, I guess.
It's very profound. I don't know what she's talking about there about being a single mother there at the end or whatnot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who what? I mean, she's all over the place.
I like what she says that people don't get to see that side of me, and I'm like, because I've seen a whole nother side. That's why
the only side I see is the bearded side. You know what I'm saying? And the mustache side.
The whole thing was throwing me off. The beard, the nails. It's like, which one? What's?
No one's gonna marry you, Haranam. Like, you have a beard. No one's gonna date you, Haranam. You have a beard. No one's gonna be your boyfriend, Haranam. You have a beard. You are not a preference to a lot of men. And then I'll get like really feminine men message me, but that's not who I'm attracted to. Hannah, I like really masculine men because I am very soft. I'm so.
That's why she grew her beard out, to attract the masculine men.
You know what it is? You know what it reminds me of, Jeff? It's kind of like, hey, you've seen like those National Guard guys, they have camouflage, right? But then they have reflective vest on top. And it's like, well, which one are you like trying to do? Like, do you want to, you know what I mean? Like, it's like walking like contradiction.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're trying to attract masculine men, like, how are you representing yourself as like a, you know, a prize or whatnot, everything with a beard and a mustache? I don't know. Don't blame me for distracting you with the comment section. Jermaine and Andres have interesting things to tell me in the chat. Whatever you say, Rethicon, sir. Anyways, so fall episode 6, The Trap. We start off with, now this is a great episode. And again, guess who directed it? Frederick E.O. Toy, bitch. What's up? What? Don't forget that name. I'm telling you right now. He's the one motherfucker that could make Captain Marvel 3 into a fucking solid movie. Motherfucker can direct. So we start off with a flashback, and I don't know about y'all, but the Howard scenes, flashback scenes, are like gold in this episode. But we start off with a flashback of Howard advertising for VTech at V4. He meets Buddy Askins, who becomes pertinent later on in the series. And they talk about the war, and it turns out that Buddy Askins was involved in the production of the T-40 power armor before the T-60. And so they meet, which is poignant later on. Howard's wife has a rap party set up at their residence, at their house, with the VTech people. And, we see that Howard had a dog, right? Like, just like we kind of saw the G-Man with that dog, saving him, healing him and all that shit and whatnot. And being in the episode, he had a dog that he loved. And he actually smokes in the show, which I love. There's actually smoking in the TV series. So Howard's buddy is over there, and his acting buddy. And they have a great conversation about kind of where things are at back in the past with the industry, with, a lot of things, and Cooper's buddy tells him that another one of his friends is a commie, right? He's a communist. So flash over to the G-Man waking up to some dudes in police uniforms from the government knocking his ass back out. At V4, it turns out that the shot that Mr. M took to his shoulder was a bullet made out of teeth. Right? What a shot from what he called fiends, the cannibal people from the bridge. And they tell him he needs time to heal in the V, right? And of course, Lucy feels safe there. Well, not everything. All she knows is the V's. She loves V, just like me, baby. Gotta love that V. So, Lucy and Mr. M want to leave. And the Vault Overseer, I just said Vault. That's okay. Twice. That's okay. Pops up, and this isn't the Overseer, but this is just some person that pops up that becomes pertinent. I don't know the name of her character. That's actually ends up telling her that she's from the wasteland, and came to the V. That's when we get the great scene. Not a good scene. It's actually kind of a weird scene where when they're told that they have to put in a room, to make sure that they're okay before they can enter the population. Lucy asks Mr. M if he wants to have sex. And he says some weird shit about, like, won't my thing pop like a pimple or whatever, or something like that, or whatever, or some shit. Whatever. It was weird as fuck, actually. It was a weird scene. So they don't have sex because essentially Mr. M is afraid to have sex. The Brotherhood of the Steel did not do a good job educating him on sexual education, obviously, right? It says test subjects above their door of their room, if you look in the episode. I guess we lost Andrew, huh? So, Mr. M and Lucy are hanging out in V4. They talk. Mr. M doesn't understand this V shit, right? He ain't down with all that. He ain't used to it. He's never had no V, you know? So, all of a sudden, the overseer pops up. He's only got one eye. He's Cyclops and shit, right? All fucking mutated and shit and whatnot. And so Lucy's all fucking like wide-eyed on that shit. Like, what the fuck? Mr. M doesn't seem to even care. Of course, he's played by the wonderful Chris Parnell from Archer. And he tells them, stay out of level 12. So, one dude, when they're hanging out there, when they're allowed in the population, the one dude has a penis on his head. Like, growing out of his head. You know? If you saw him, the one black dude had a penis on his head. So Lucy's very suspicious by the penis head stuff and weird looking people with blue eyes and shit. No, the guy had a nose on his like forehead, not a penis. I just had to insert that in there. Anyways, back to the G-Man. He's daydreaming of him and his wife in the hot tub. And him wanting to go back to being a real cowboy. Howard seems like a good dude in the flashbacks. He seems like a good dude, like good people, right? And that loves his wife, obviously. He's very dedicated to his wife. And there's a really good scene where she explains to him that she's trying to, he's saying to her, why are you wasting your time doing a 9-to-5 at VTech, deal with these assholes? And she's like, I'm trying to secure us a spot in the good V's, the clean, tight V's. You know what I'm saying? Right? So, that's why she used to work with VTech. And, Howard loves her, so he keeps on rocking with him. Howard meets Charlie at the bar, the friend that he was told was a communist. Charlie drops knowledge on Howard. He knows that VTech is bad shit. And, tells Howard, come meet this person I know. I think that, it'll really illuminate some shit to you. And you have to understand that this whole Red Scare thing in the Fallout series with the communism, that's all VTech propaganda. That where they're blacklisting actors and directors and things like that and whatnot in Hollywood, in the Hollywood industry of this world. They're doing that in order to craft their image and their messaging. To have sway over movies and TV, etc. So before we get to the part where we end up seeing the introduction of Henry or Hank McClane calling to talk to Coop, I said Coop's wife, Drink. Before up until that point, Cyber, your thoughts, sir, on the introduction of the episode.
Really solid beginning to the episode. Love the flashbacks. I think the whole first beginning part of this episode is phenomenal. Really pulled me in. It was a great uplifter from the last episode. And I just really enjoyed everything that we learned about Howard and his wife and the VTech and how, there's a lot more behind it, and that the beginning of this episode helped kind of correlate and kind of finally answer a little bit more about how there is something that's evil about VTech behind the scenes. There's something else to it. Hence why the wife keeps saying, just go with it, Howard. Just go with it, you know? And, it's a really great beginning sequence. We get that, great footage of Walt Goggins and his normal look and everything. Get to see kind of the man he was before he became Mr. G. And I just thought it was a really solid beginning to a really great, solid episode. And I really enjoyed everything that happened. The whole sex thing cracked me up because I was just laughing so hard, like him thinking his dick was gonna blow up like a pimple. I was like, what the hell is wrong with this dude? What did they teach these people, 300 years or 200 years in the future? Like, seriously, like, what the hell? You think your dick's gonna explode? Like, what? Like, does he know how children are created? Like, I'm like, just like utterly confused for this Mr. M. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this person? A hot chick says, let's have sex. You have sex with her. Like, what the hell is wrong with you?
I know, so you were probably like, I'd smash that shit. Let me sub in.
Yes. Tag me in, tag partner. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? I'm like, and then he started talking about how a part of the G-Man guys or whatever, or the Knights that he's a part of, that they're not supposed to do that. I was kind of cracking up like, you don't know anything about sex, do you, bro? You don't know anything. Like, seriously, if you think your dick was gonna freaking explode, I'm just like, what? I'm like, what? That just like utterly was like embarrassing to poor men. Like, seriously, like
it was a bad scene.
It was just like horrible to poor men. I'm like, you're that stupid. And unfortunately, what's kind of sad too about that is that I think a lot of youth of these days probably are thinking like that too, like poor M here in this. So it's kind of out of error. Actual factual here going on here a little bit, because I feel some of the guys these days, young guys of the newer generation, they're kind of
they're afraid of pussy, brother. That's what's wrong.
So so that isn't too far off. So I think there was kind of a little bit of in the writing there on the wall saying, hey, this is a little bit of reality for you guys. I'm like, wow, this is bad. But anyways, that scene was hilarious. And I'm just kind of like thinking, okay, I'm like, whatever. And then Chris Parnell coming in with a Cyclops eye. And I was like, oh, that's fucking awesome. I'm like, I love this. And I'm like, the first thing you said is he's from Archer. I cracks me up. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? He's from SNL. That's what he's known for. SNL, sir. And then he was also in fucking Jingle All the Way in 1996, one of his very first theatrical movies. So if you're going to talk about somebody, make sure you got the facts, brother. But anyways, Chris Parnell is awesome. I love this dude. He's a great comedian. And him playing that kind of like that overseer of Vault 4. Oh, Drake. It's absolutely fantastic. And the fact that as they go in and notice that all these people are definitely, there's something wrong with all of them, that they're all being experimented on. The guy with the nose on his head, different people with different color eyes and all this kind of stuff. You're just like, okay, this is definitely a vault, a V4 experimentation, most definitely here. So like you're thinking to yourself like, oh, what's so special about this particular V? And why did they pick V4 to be this particular type of V? And
I like the sound of V experimentation, brother. It sounds good.
Yes, I'm sure you do. And so great beginning part. Love it. Fantastic. Great introduction to the episode. Absolutely loved it.
I do too. I love the beginning part of getting in some V. It's good. You know what I'm saying? It's a good feeling. Right, Andre's a pop culture guy. You get up in there and it's some good V, And then with Andre's a pop culture guy, 17 seconds later, he's out of the V. It's over. I'm just kidding. It's not my fault. Anyway. I'm just a pop culture guy, sir. Your thoughts on that segment of the episode, sir? What are your thoughts?
Oh man, let's get into that funny scene with Lucy and Mr. M. Like, he had two choices: to be or not to be, and he chose to be.
Oh, so are you saying that if you could sub in, if you would have swapped in and tapped in, you would have handled your business?
Oh yeah. If Lucy asks me to have sex with her, I will 100% say, hell yes.
Cyber, let's mark this down, sir.
So I mean, look, I just
May 17th, 2024.
Andres Diaz. Andres
Andres
mentioned he would hit that shit. He would fuck that chick if he could. He would bang her.
Yes, and this is true facts, folks.
Oh, right? True facts. Okay.
Yes, true facts. So, and I was like, dude, what's the matter with you? She's asking you to make love.
And she's hot. And she's hot, too.
She's hot, And
little thin, but hot.
Yeah, I mean, well, hey, I'm not judging. I mean, she has great hair, actually. I do like how her hair is always stylized. It's pretty cool. Anyway,
I like hair too, Andres. I do. I like hair. I like good hair on a woman.
Yeah, and I like how she straightened it when she get out of that subject thing.
I don't like a big hairy bush though. I don't like that very much. That's not good.
Yeah,
no.
I don't like when the hair is curly. That's
no.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll discuss hair later. But but yeah, I thought Mr. M was stupid, and test subjects was kind of interesting. They were there in that like room called test subjects, but I mean makes kind of sense. This was really cool to see another V. Chambers, because I wasn't expecting that when I binge watched this. I thought we're just gonna stick with V 31, with the brother, and that's it. I wasn't expecting to see another V in the show, and it was cool, and see another society. If you guys have played the game, or like myself who haven't played the game, like did research, I know that there's like experiments or stuff that you can do with these other Vs that's not what 31 is. So it was really cool to see that, and I think that was the one aspect I liked about this episode. It's like we took like another side mission to explore this like another aspect that people are not know of in the Fallout universe. So that was cool. And Goggins, a great actor. This is probably my favorite episode because of the like how his character is like slowly getting into the wife's business, but which he doesn't like, and seeing him becoming this propaganda of this end of the world kind of thing, which is interesting. And when he meets his actor friend, and he had a really great line saying that we're a product, you're the product, the end of the world is a product, and that hit me so because it's true. Everything's a product. I want to hit 32 in the next 32 days. Let's fucking go. I guess so. I think you should put Lucy in that. Then I think that could work, Jeff. Anyway,
sir, Lucy would not even had to say anything or even ask me. I would have already dropped that D up in that shit before she even started talking. When she would want to talk, I already would have had my dick in her mouth.
Wow. Okay. I wasn't expecting that.
I can detect slut, sir. You've seen the T-shirt. I can detect it. You know what I'm saying?
No. Lucy is a wallflower. She's she's a
slut, bro.
Wow. Folks, somehow Jeff knows.
Look at how easily she's like, let's have sex. She's a slut, bro.
That's true. But she's doing that for the purpose of...
Dude, you can be a perfectly good woman and still be a slut.
Oh, that's true. Well, anyway, I see one of those.
It just depends on which... I just mean a slut in the bedroom, not like in real life.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, she did like jump onto that like guy.
Yeah. Oh, she's a dirty freak slut. Yeah, she's a slut.
Yeah.
Jermaine knows what I'm talking about.
Anyway, why we're discussing this, folks? Again, in-depth analysis of Fallout here. Anyway, getting back to the topic here. So it was great to see more of the the V thing. We got introduced to this. What was his character, Bob something? That talks about management, and he's very funny character. He's very annoying. Like you can see that in Galgan's eyes. Like, oh my god, this guy. Oh my god, like that's me to Jeff. It's like, oh my god, this guy, oh my god, this fucking guy loves Basham Paro. He's showing fucking clips about fucking beer lady and teasing and that's the car. It's like it's totally what is going on right now in the show.
Oh, we have some kind of meltdown here. What's going on here?
Oh no, I didn't explain what kind of feeling I have, just like Goggins had when he meets this guy. Anyway, that's all I have to say. I think it's a great beginning section for this episode that gets into more of the mystery and intrigue that we're like seeing in pre-nuclear Fallout, which is great, and I always liked that. And I wish the show kind of focused more of that during season 1, but.
It's a very strong episode. What are your thoughts, Jermaine, on the intro of episode 6?
So actually, I have a lot. I have a lot, and it has a whole lot to do with the fact that I had so many questions before, and so many of them were answered. But let's go in order. So the first thing that I noticed was the show seemed to be making some sort of political commentary, especially when it comes to defense contractors. It's almost as if the show was saying they're going to reward bad behavior and missteps, miscalculations, and basically promote someone who helped to make a mistake and into an area that he probably has very little background in. And of course, Mr. Howard, Howard, basically could tell in that moment that he didn't like that particular guy. And I'm glad you said that he's going to have a whole lot more to do with the show. Otherwise, that scene didn't make a whole lot of sense until you said what you said. Also, one of the questions that I had was if Howard was a G-man, my question was, did he pick up those skills along the way, or was there something to his background, to his story? And we learned in this particular episode that he was in the military. So that part was good to know for me. Also, what else? The fact that he was taking heat for making the commercials. I didn't understand how an actor had gotten involved in that. It was good for them to explain that he wasn't perceived in a good way, in a good light. So seeing that part, that helped me as well. Also, his friend, which his I'm going to say the voice guy. I'm just going to say the voice guy because I don't want to get him confused with the other actor friend. How he made the statement. He said, understand that the end of the world is a product. And a lot of light bulbs started going off.
Yep.
Or I'm not going to say light bulbs, but a lot of connections started. I was like, okay, all right. I'm glad I was thinking that, this was the direction that they were going. He solidified what I was thinking. Also,
he enlightened Howard that VTech was literally, going like benefiting from the further war.
Right. And this is actually what was said. He said, it gets all big and hard like a pimple and it pops. Now, this was all he said was to Lucy, you smell good. And she immediately said, do you want to have sex?
I know, it was funny as hell when she said it.
I was thrown for a loop.
She's so charming. She's like, you want to have sex?
It's like just a compliment, just a small compliment leads to having sex. And that's why I said she's a slut, Jermaine. Another thing that I noticed in this particular episode, he reacted to the fact that everybody in V4.
Thanks a lot, man.
I'm about that life. Ask P. Diddy. I just came from his house, even though I'm feeling funny after drinking P. Diddy juice. Wait, what the fuck? What's happening here?
I was what happened there with that guy, man. Holy fuck. Folks, don't drink P. Diddy, don't drink P. Diddy juice.
You know what? We've been saying Mr. M. I want to call him Mr. T because he just, especially in the suit, he just reminds me more of a Mr. T. But anyway, Mr. T was suspicious of everybody in V4 just because they were smiling all the time. He thought that it was some kind of vault.
He's a good dude. He's a good dude. You could tell from the flashbacks. He's a good dude.
Cult. He thought it was some kind of cult. But that didn't bother Lucy at all. It was the fact that she started to notice that people who lived in the V's had these mutations.
You're going farther now.
Okay. I'm sorry. Then I'll stop. Right
yeah, you got too far up in that V, sir. You got to back it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You're too big. You guys slow down. Work it in. You know what I'm saying? Get some lube. All right.
Yeah.
You know? Your D is too large, sir. Got to backslide. Anyways, so back to Fallout. One more. Anyone need a break or to go to the bathroom or get a drink last time? All right. So, back to episode 6. Back to the G-Man. And essentially, oh, well, let me make sure I'm proper. Now we're playing drinking games, sir. Sir, I apologize, folks out there. Now we're playing drinking games. You have to take into consideration that while moderating, at any given time, Jeff has TrueKnowledge, which is a double drink, could be intoxicated to the point where he cannot follow his own outline. So just, give me a moment. Being the heaviest drinker in the, on the show, I can be affected by the drinking games at times very heavily. So, either way, okay, now I can see where I'm at. So, we get to where Howard goes to meet Charlie at the bar, his friend that, he was told was a commie, was a communist. Charlie drops the knowledge on him. Well, I already talked about all that.
Yeah, you did.
I did. My bad. So where I stopped at was where literally Henry, Coop's wife's assistant, calls the Howard residence. And this is Hank McClain, I believe, back then, to talk to Howard's wife, and Howard hangs up and says she doesn't take calls, after whatever. And Howard finds out that you can't have dogs in the V's. Well, Howard don't like that. He loves his dog, and he wants to know who makes these rules, right? So, they have an argument, his wife and him. And the way that she comes off in the conversation is as if she already knows the bombs are going to be dropped. Like, you could tell that she's already, by her voice and her tone, you can tell she already knows that the bombs are going to get dropped. That she's that serious. So, she mentions, we will end up in a management V, which would be a good spot to be for me. I'd like to be in a management V myself. But she says, and you see Howard, kind of just give in because he loves his wife. So Overseer Cyclops tells Lucy how toilets work in the next scene. And Lucy can't handle the Cyclops shit. Like, she can't handle looking at this dude. The overseer explains over at V4 that he doesn't like all these new people coming from the surface, but that's how the vault, the V's always worked. They've always done that. They've always let people in from the surface. And I believe personally, you guys can tell me what you think, that it's because that's the experiment of that V, is to let people in from the surface in to mix in with the V population. That's the experiment of the V. One of them, maybe. So, you know, we hear the overseer say he doesn't like these, you know, these new people from the surface. And basically, you know, that's the end of the conversation. He dismisses Lucy and says, you know, stay away from V12. It's bad news, Goosey. He calls her Goosey because she was wrote up as Goosey with a G. They brought the V4 people brought the power armor for Mr. M back to the V, but he still needs a fusion core to operate it. He finds a core, you know, but the chick, who I cannot name, who they initially talked to when they first came to V4, comes and talks. Birdie, thank you very much. Birdie talks to him and tries to kind of calm him down, and makes it very clear that they want them to stay, and gives him his own room to stay in, you know, to kind of, you know, heal. He goes back to his room, and he has his first ever hot shower, right? And he loves his luxuries. He's happy. So in the meantime, Lucy goes to a classroom at the V4, sees a board that has the whole timeline of the whole Shady Sands deal with the NRC, right? The bombs being dropped, all that whole deal with, you know, the new California Republic flag also there. Back to the G-Man, going to visit the president of the government, who knows he is the G-Man. He says, this is the G-Man. And they know each other. And says to him, I don't know why you're still alive. Maybe you're still looking for her, which I'm assuming is his wife. That's what I believe, is that he's talking about when he says that you're still looking for her. He's talking about his wife, his own wife, Howard's wife. The G-Man brings up Moldover, the flame goddess, or whatever the fuck they call her. And, you know, through conversation, you see that the president likes the ghoul. Oh, I said it, the ghoul, twice. The G-Man takes responsibility for Lucy's actions at the Super Duper Mart, right? Like he could have said that it wasn't him that did it, but he doesn't. He takes responsibility for them, and then just ends up basically fighting his way out when the president says, "Feed him to the hogs." Fights his way out, shoots, and then shoots the president's men. I'll stop there. Go to you, Jermaine. Your thoughts, sir, on that passage of the episode heading up to the flashback at the end where, you know, we see Howard meeting Moldover.
All right, so it was a lot that you recapped on.
It was. Take your time, sir.
So basically, there was one particular scene where Lucy touches the hand of Mr. M, Mr. T, and then fed him food. And in that moment, I was wondering whether or not she liked him. it would make sense that a man would be attracted to a woman, but it wouldn't necessarily make sense that a woman would be attracted to a man. And when she did that, that was it. That was my first thought. It was like, okay, maybe she's attracted to him. That was one thing. And going back to what I was saying in the previous segment of ours, he was wary of the people in V4 simply because they were smiling, but that didn't faze Lucy. What fazed her was the fact that these people in V4 had all of these mutations. So
like the forehead penis guy. Yeah, penis who have his forehead.
Correct. So they had different reasons for being suspicious of V4. Also, what is it? Howard's wife acknowledges the fact that there are better V's, and it's because of her work that they might actually be part of management. And at some point in this particular episode, we realized that, or at least that was my reasoning. V4 is part of management. Is that what you all got as well? All right. So in my mind, I'm thinking, at some point, Howard was perhaps in V4. So that was just like, I'm gonna tuck this and I'm gonna like carry this and see where this leads.
I think Vault 30. I said it. I think V31 is the management one.
Okay. So Howard meets with his friend, his actor friend, the second actor friend, in the bar. You said that also his other friend, the one who did the voiceover, he said Hollywood is the past, but when he received that card, the card said Hollywood forever. And so I was thinking, okay, perhaps his voiceover friend knew that perhaps he would be contacted by this particular group. It was almost as if everyone knew that it was coming, and they were trying to kind of make certain that Howard wouldn't go down that path. At least that's what I was thinking.
Well, VTech has a lot of power, like in that time period in the flashbacks. They're bigger than the government at that point.
Clearly. Also, it was almost as if when his wife kind of went into that soliloquy of why she's doing what she's doing, it was almost as if he had never even stopped to consider the possibility that this could happen and what the ramifications would be. Like, she said something that just made him seem so small and so insignificant when he was basically saying, I think we should move 2 hours away. And she was just like, it's a nuclear weapon. What do you think is going to happen if a nuclear weapon hits? It's going to kill 90% of the planet. You want to go 2 hours away? That makes absolutely no sense. And so it was like all of his arguments went out of the window because he was finally realizing something. And I will say this in terms of character development, that didn't make me endear his character to me, because it told me that he doesn't look at the big pictures. He only looks at what's right in front of him.
What if it's possible that what he's hearing in general is not what he's hearing from her? And that, like I was saying, she has inside information on the bombs, right?
Correct.
Again,
I guess you want me to elaborate?
No, I'm saying they're bigger than the government, VTech, that she works for.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible they could have dropped the bombs.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. That's what I'm
saying. So Howard would not know that. He would. I mean, the public sentiment could be one where like they're not close to nuclear war yet.
He wouldn't know that. However, at that particular point in time, you have got to. Okay, I'm only thinking as a 7-year-old when I first understood anything about nuclear weapons. the first thing that I was thinking is they want us to put our heads between our legs as if we're gonna live. Like, that makes absolutely no sense. So that was me at 7 years old, and a full-blown adult would have had to have thought several steps ahead. And so I didn't care for what I was seeing in that moment as it related to his particular character.
I understand. I think that probably the public sentiment was probably on his side, and they're showing the inside track because the wife works for VTech, right? So it's obvious he loves his wife. That's obvious.
Agreed.
But I'm just a pop culture guy, sir. Your thoughts?
No. I think this kind of shows the shady side of the wife that's like slowly kind of being revealed. Again, I've seen the full show, and it's kind of crazy where we leave the wife, but I think this episode you see a bit more of the wife and her kind of side to this story, which was fascinating. And it makes Goggins' character to feel a little more doubt and like what's going on here, especially with the way she say we need to get the good volt. The good V, for for the family.
I prefer the good V, sir.
Yeah, I got the good V here. Fierce. So it's very funny, and plus, he was shocked that she brought the
Pit Boy,
the Pit Boy's thing, and so like he's getting somewhat suspicious, but he still supports the wife no matter what, and so I'm very
like all men out there with their wives, we support them.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, first off, I don't know why we can still have the pet. I get they will probably take up a lot of the resources, but like there's some way to keep the pets in the in that big bunker, right? But I don't know. So that was just kind of crazy, and then it was very fun to see like the two stories of Lucy and Mr. M going. Like
we're not that far. We're not that far yet. That's the end.
That's
the last segment of the episode.
Okay, I am very confused right now. With this. So, but overall, I think the Howard the Goggins.
We're talking about the scenes where like there's the government and the president and all that and whatnot, and the ghoul fights his way through and all that.
Oh yeah, I mean that is just a good setup of. Well, I like because it foreshadow to what we see towards the end of the episode. That's the thing, which we cannot talk about because it's like why this this Madone woman that we saw from episode 1 is a big deal, and for him it is a big deal when we get to the last scene of this episode, which was crazy. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
I've only got 3 pages of outline left, sir. I promise. 3 pages. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I'll say some of the Lucy stuff because like there was funny stuff with Mr. M with the house and all that. But if we haven't passed that, then I'm pretty much done.
You'll have to be patient, sir. Cyberneticshark, sir, you are always patient. What are your thoughts, sir, on that passage of time in the episode 6?
This section of the episode is very exciting and entertaining as well. I enjoyed it very much. I think that it gives you a kind of a good idea of where there are things that are still need to be told. And with how things rolled out with all the kind of like presidential people and kind of the people that Mr. G had to go through, Howard had to go through and stuff like that, and dealt with as we last saw him at the end of last episode, watching the reruns of his show after he had just kind of come back from his, dying feeling from not getting the drugs he needs. He basically, we kind of see him kind of rise up again and kind of become what we remember him prior to that happening. And, and so this little section here, all this kind of information is kind of nice little like tidbits kind of getting an idea of what's going on and kind of what it's leading towards. And I think that it really did a good job of filling in little gaps that you might have been looking for in previous episodes, and kind of get an idea of what's going on in the world today, in this part of the Fallout series. So really fantastic little section, and it leads into even more fun.
Most definitely, sir. Without question. All right, so moving forward and finishing off, wrapping up the episode, so that we can get the hell out of here and move on with real life, where we can get some real V and some real A and some real action. You know what I'm saying? Basically, we get some flashbacks again with Howard meeting or about to meet Moldover back 200 years ago, right? Before the first bombs. Okay? So they intertwine. And this is really well done by Frederick E. O'Toole as the director, and well laid out structurally as in the episode. These dual scenes or dual storyline where all of a sudden it's Howard and Lucy going to hang with people at Vault 4 who are from the surface at this service, worshiping what ends up being Moldover. Split off with flashbacks of Howard back to Lucy, people getting naked and shit and whatnot and everything, exposing V's and shit, right? Straight V's.
Woo!
Yeah, wide open V's, naked. And at the same time, Howard is going to meet his friend, the communist, supposedly, who is like Volt Tech, to meet someone. Lucy is on some weird shit at this point, seeing some weird shit, because like it turns out the ceremony is all about like rubbing the dead ashes of like the fucking people from that died at Shady Sands or whatnot, everything, to like praise the flaming mother, Moldover or whatever. Very well structured, the back and forth, the balance. While at the same time, you see Howard meeting a younger version of Moldover back 200 years ago. Great job, Frederick E. O'Toole. Now, in contradiction, Lucy wants to leave this V4, right? She's seen enough, okay? She went, she's ready to go. But it's Matt. Oh, I didn't say it. It's Mr. M who actually wants to stay now because of all the creature comforts in his room and shit and whatnot. He doesn't want to leave. So Lucy goes to 412, which she was told not to go to at V4. She's all nervous. She gets in there. She sees a video of crazy experiments with like fish being bred with like female human beings and shit and whatnot. Like crazy shit. Really bizarre shit. She sees people in cryopods. There was like a pregnant bitch in there. Somebody walks in, hears Lucy, grabs a harpoon gun. She fights her way out at first before she gets grabbed up. And then the episode ends with Mr. M watching TV, playing with his D. Because he's found lotion for the first time. He's discovered lotion. So there you go. What are your thoughts, out of the pop culture guy, on the end of the episode and the discovery of lotion for the first time?
No, maybe. I think he's discovering food and water and all that. That's what he was talking about. Oh no, this was fantastic. This ending was incredible. I do agree with you, Jeff. The intercut between the past and the future was really well edited, which was great to build up the reveal of Mardane in the past, which was crazy. When I first thought that, I was like, oh my god, that's her. So it made me hook and like, oh my god, I need to see next episode, right? So yeah, this part of the V4 is so hilarious. I mean, first off, Lucy thinks everyone is kind of gathering to celebrate, but and then we see this turning upside down into this kind of cult like nudist kind of scene, and when they start taking off their their dweller suits, and oh my god, the actress that played Lucy is so funny. She just did the little sip and that's it. That was hilarious. And then when they started to chat and she started to pull up the zipper again, which perfect timing. It was so funny. And the reveal they were showing the person that kidnapped Lucy's dad was a kind of big shock. And plus the new California thing is a thing from the game. Oh, something we didn't bring up. They used the Fallout theme when Lucy goes into one of the classrooms when she pulled the flag that has the two bear heads. So I just want to bring that up that there was a little like nod to the game music, the music from the Fallout. Briefly, you could hear that, so that was kind of cool. So yeah, and then seeing Mr. M and experiencing the the quiet life of the dwellers and the V4, experiencing all that food, the water, the TV. So it was all funny, and I like how he's just so relaxed now. He's even forgetting about his mission, which is hilarious. And where versus Lucy, Lucy is doing what I think all of us, the gamers, will do is like search around and see what's going on here because she has some suspicious, because she's not used to the mutants in the Fallout universe. Remember, Mr. M has already experienced that, because of the Brotherhood of Knights thing where she's not yet accustomed to these like mutation things in the Fallout. So so overall this was a great wrap up to the episode that gets me excited for episode let me put this up 6, right? Episode 7, sorry, episode 7. So yeah, overall great end sequence for this episode, which is great, and I think this is my favorite of the bunch in terms of the Fallout series 1.
Okay. Cyber.
All right. So the conclusion of the episode is really fantastic. As everyone has mentioned, we have that great nudie scene there, which I was very ecstatic about. I was hopping up and down, going, "Finally!" And I was like, "Wow!" Finally started making this more like an adult series. Thank God. And because we talk about sex, talk about dicks exploding, we have these fake sex scenes. We don't get anything. So we finally got this, and I was like, finally something. But anyways, that scene was fantastic because you definitely could tell that there was something definitely, in the water there. It wasn't a normal V, and we had that, all that great, Howard back story in this episode, which was really fantastic, especially them going from present to past and everything like that. I like that. I like how they kept going back and forth, giving us information, and how they did it. I think they did it really well. So the fact that they made sure that when they did a flashback, the present day scene was correlated with that flashback scene. So we did get it. Didn't like go off into another tangent or something and you didn't understand it. You understood that they were talking about this particular person. Now they're showing them then and they're showing them now. So it was nice that they did that and correlated them together so that you weren't like going, huh? I'm lost. 10 minutes later, they show something else. And I thought they did a good job with that. And once again, that director who directed some of Shogun,
Frederick E. O'Toy.
Yeah, he's a fantastic director. You can see that in this series, he does just as good a job as he did in Shogun. And, how eventually, Lucy makes her way and sees all those crazy experiments. You're like, yeah, there's a lot more to these Vs than Missy. And that, that kind of correlates back to, what's going on with Howard's wife. what did she know back then, prior to the fallout, to the bombs dropping and all that kind of stuff. And you kind of get that, kind of thought in the back of your mind, like, she knows more than she's letting on, especially with that scene that we have where they're in the hot tub. And I think it was a really, really well done conclusion to the episode. It's a great conclusion. To answer your question about, M discovering the lotion, Jeff, I'm sure that he probably thought it was going to make him explode or something. So he probably didn't use it because he's such a fucking dumbtard. So I just don't know. I think the lotion probably confused him too, just like, the sex talk with Lucy. But overall, really fantastic episode. I have to agree with Andres. I think this is the best episode of the series so far, and it's just a really solid episode, and it concludes very well.
I'm telling you, Marvel Studios, you should grab Frederick E. O'Toole and put him on something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously he's killing it. So, I mean, it seems like a good move. Jermaine, sir, your thoughts, sir, on the end of the episode.
It was a great ending to the episode. I just want to start off by talking about the fact that Howard sewed his finger back on and it just immediately started moving. I thought that was awesome to see. Also, the connection between Moldover and Lucy and Howard, like, they're both connected to her and they have absolutely no idea. So I see at some point the two of them, those two characters, Lucy and Howard, are perhaps going to work together for whatever purpose, and is going to be directed towards Moldover. That was good. Perhaps something that we might see in season 2. At least that's what I'm thinking right now.
Maybe the G-Man will smash Lucy.
That's coming. No pun intended. And hopefully longer than that runner in that video you showed. Also, the woman who gave birth to those fish that then immediately ate her, I was like, what the hell? And then that giant kraken that was like, I had to watch episode 7. I had to. Typically I don't go ahead, but I had questions, and episode 7 had answers, and so yeah, it was a great ending.
I couldn't make out that video very well.
I had to watch it twice.
I couldn't really tell what the hell was going on. All I could see was it looked like a woman breeding with fish or some shit. Like, either way. All right, so ratings. I'll start with you again, Jermaine. Ratings on episode 6.
Oh, it was a solid 9. It was a solid 9.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just pop culture guy, sir.
I'll give it 10. 10 out of 10.
Okay. All right, sir. Cyberneticshark, sir.
Same. Giant 10. Fantastic episode. Best of the series so far.
I will give it a 9 with 2 BLs and 3 P. Diddy juices. Okay? Just to be clear. So there you go, folks. Just to be clear, I want to go ahead and award the Danny Award, to Mr. M for not getting laid in episode 5 or 6 when he totally could have. So, Mr. M, you get the Danny Award, sir. I hope you enjoy it. It is not a distinguished award. It is actually not positive. And I just want to be clear also, folks, that, yes, I did one time fuck a chick from the Special Olympics. I did. I banged a chick who was a Special Olympic participant. And, I don't know how many dudes who claim that, but I can. I'm that motherfucker. I'm that raw. I turned out a chick that participated in the Special Olympics. There you go, folks. I just want to be clear, YouTube. That's who you're fucking with. All right? I'm ruthless, motherfucker. Talk about Fallout. Shit. Anyways. So, now the plugs where we, advertise and broadcast and show off individual content for our participants of the show. I will start off with Andres, pop culture guy, Dark Lord, Black Ass himself.
Time cup.
Dark Lord.
What a wonderful day. Hello, everyone. This is Andreas, Pop Culture Guy. This is my channel, Channel Presents. I'm up to 947 subscribers. Next Sunday, the 26th, May 26th, me and Jeff will be back again to do a live stream review of X-Men Days Future Past. So the next following Sunday, the 26th, will be X-Men Days Future Past. I just recently
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, so I recently posted my top ranking of the Planet of the Apes films to honor the new film. Check it out, please. I did my respected on Dawn for his 10th anniversary. Tomorrow, I'm going to post a podcast. I'm going to export it and to lead up to X-Men Days of Future Past. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So thank you, everyone, for supporting me. Just please help me reach that mark. And and thank you, everyone that joined us today for the show. This was a blast.
For real. Seriously. And also, just to be clear, I'm just pop culture. I would appreciate it if his fangirls would. Okay, Andre's trying to leave the show, like going home and shit, whatnot. At the end of the show, the fangirls are attacking him. He can't go home. It's not fair to Andre, so he needs to sleep.
Folks, I don't have a car. I have a time machine that spins around, so there's no way they're able to beat that up. So, no offense, Jeff.
Okay, Jermaine, sir, Fantasy's reality.
Yeah, we've been up and running for about a year and a half. Currently we're covering Mary and George. So it's a story about King James of England. Starting on Sunday, however, we're gonna cover the second season of Interview with the Vampire. So if fantasy, sci-fi is your thing with a little bit of drama, then join us. Subscribe.
I'll watch that motherfucker, Jermaine, and I'll come over. I've seen the advertisements.
Okay. All right.
I'll watch it. I'll come over and guess with you guys.
Okay. All right. Let's do it.
Word of the street is that when I come on, usually that brings a little heat to your shit. So you know what I'm saying? I carry a little weight. I carry a little weight, motherfucker, these days.
Okay. All right.
I can't believe you started that channel a year and a half ago.
Yeah. Well, actually, I started Truckers Delight right after I was on your show, and then
I know. We inspired you.
Yeah. What?
We inspired you.
Oh, yeah. You did. And then maybe about about 9 months later, I did Fantasy's Reality. So I'm actually working with 2 right now. Well, actually 3. I'm working with 3.
When I was on Truckers Delight, folks, it was a question. It was question time for the panel and everything and whatnot. And Jermaine was hosting, and he asked all his Trekkie guests about this, Star Trek we were covering. About this. He gave this serious question. That he was like, be prepared to bring in an answer for this shit or whatever, whatnot. My answer was something like, what is going on with those two those 2 chicks in the show or whatever, whatnot, that look like they're fucking dudes or whatever, whatnot, like they're all fucking trannies or whatever, whatnot, or whatever. And it was the AI computer shit from the ship or whatever, whatnot. I was like, that wanted to like have sex with the crew members or whatever, the AI. I was like, what if she wants child support from one of the dudes on the ship? Get her pregnant.
I don't remember that at all.
Yes.
I don't remember it.
You gotta go back and watch that episode, bro. It was fucking crazy.
Okay.
That's when where me and Lord Deathman came on. It was fucking intense.
I believe you.
Shaw's Lord Deathman. All right, Cyberneticshark, sir.
How's it going out there, folks? Cyberneticshark here. If you like me here on the Bleeding Edge, you can check out my solo content. You can find me under Cyberneticshark, under YouTube, TikTok, Patreon, Instagram, Facebook, pretty much anywhere.
OnlyFans.
And yeah, just keeping it real over here. My most recent, like I said, right there is the Joker trailer reaction to the new upcoming Joker that comes out in October. I do have my Abigail review uploaded, and it will be live tomorrow. That's the review of the great Abigail movie from the Radio Silence, who did the last 2 Scream films and Ready or Not. So I'll have that up tomorrow for you guys. More stuff will be coming. Playing the Apes reviews, stuff like that.
If you had a big black penis in your hand in that thumbnail, that would look dope.
Okay. Yeah, there you go, folks. He thinks that would look good on that thumbnail. Anyways, be having more stuff for you guys. Recently was messing with some little video remixes that they do. If you're looking for some TLC action, you can check out my No Scrubs remix or my No Doubt I'm Just a Girl remix.
Cyber, do you want to do a reaction to No Doubt I'm Just a Girl with me? Because I'll do it with you, bro.
Maybe.
All right.
But anyways, yeah, the little something I started messing with tonight to see how that would go, because you can do that. It's a new feature on YouTube, so if you want to check that out, check it out. And as always, yeah, keep on trucking, keep on adding. Currently at 1,093, so keep on trucking. Let's get to that 2,000 mark, people.
All right, sir. I'm telling you right now, Gwen Stefani looked hot back in the day with that little fucking jewel in her head and shit, whatnot, everything. I'll react to I'm Just a Girl with you, bro. That should be hot.
She still looks good.
Like, fuck yeah, she does. I'd smash that shit. Fuck yeah. Shit. Cyber's seen some of the fucking rough ass looking bitches I fuck. Shit. I don't care what age Gwen Stefani's at. She's still better looking than those bitches. In my private video collection, I've got videos titled "Rough Looking Bitch Sucks My Dick."
There you go, folks. The Bleeding Edge at the finest. TrueKnowledge at its best.
Bleeding Edge at its best, sir. And just to be clear, funny clip on for the show, just to close things out. And plus, Kiku's is tested. She's clean. She's STD free. They use like some kind of like rock STD test, made on a boat or something or whatnot.
You pee on this orchid and it doesn't turn brown.
Yeah,
we're good. I don't know how they did that back then.
In the book, she has like all these crazy sex toys and shit, and whatnot.
Oh, I heard about that. Yes, they're more elaborate, and it's not as like this was a lot more thoughtful than.
I know that. But me and Kim talked about the sex toys before in the past on the show. We figured they probably were like made out of sticks and shit, and whatnot. Like rope.
It's true. They were back then. It's like
that would be like painful.
You got polish that shit. You just gotta polish it real nice, right? Just get it shiny. I don't know.
I'm sure they had it figured out.
They're going to kill me. I told them to send me a video holding an object and start nodding.
Anything is a dildo when you really put your mind to it. There's no such thing as too large or too sharp. Every time you stop to question yourself, I want you to tell yourself, I can and I will.
There you go, folks. Was that not the best timing on that, or what? That was perfect.
Pretty good jump cut.
Andres, was that good timing or what? Look, I got Kim and I got Sarin to fall out. Both of them at the same time.
I knew Andres was gonna react that way. Andres is like, no.
Oh my god, the Fiji bottle.
I know. She's like,
I know. I would really love to see her do that. I know.
I'm sure you would.
I'd love to see her seppuku with that. Hey, what's up, Brathicom? Sorry about that, brother. You came in at an interesting time of the show.
I always come in at an interesting time. What was it? The last time I came back on the show, we were talking about...
no, I'm just kidding. No, yeah, I watched Clone Wars, but I mean, I fell asleep a couple times at night on an episode here or there. Like, I'm not going to lie.
Okay, so that's why you call him Huang instead of Huang, like everyone else.
Hey, listen, I've caught up hella on Star Wars. Like, compared to where my knowledge was at, like 6 months ago, compared to where I'm at now, I'm way beyond anywhere I was ever at. So, like, I'm quite proud of my Star Wars. Like, I'm selling people on Star Wars now on my own with my Huang shit.
Huang.
I'm probably gonna get like a strike from YouTube for like a racial slur now or some shit like that.
Check.
Yeah.
Huang.
All right. So how do I pronounce it again, Jasmine? Is it? Am I sounding it? Is it Juan?
Does the Android have a nickname? Like, it can be easy for us to say it.
Wang.
Oh my god! I'm sorry. Oh, my bad, folks. Oh my god! Even I fell the fuck out there for a minute. Oh, this is all you got left to work with. All right. This is hard. This is an erect penis, and this is what happens if the shield gets done down with you.
Oh my god! Why is the comment so quiet? I need help here. Like, Rayman should be here. This is fucking ridiculous. You're freaking man. We're talking about grief and you're stupid.
Andreas, look! I found White Vision's penis, bro. Here it is. The whole time it's been right here. I had it right here on my laptop.
Oh my god!
It's White Vision's penis, bro. Folks, I found it.
I cannot.
The search is over.
I cannot move on. Let's move on. This is going too far. I mean, too far from already many far from Jeff TrueKnowledge himself. He should be called Ted. What? I think I'll give it a 5 if we want to be this disturbing. And
White Vision's penis found.
TrueKnowledge
gets a 10 out of 10 on that one.
The worst mom ever. I mean, she's like the Iceman family in X2, basically, in one.
Hey, Mr. Anti-Idiotic, if I was at Kenosha and whatever, whatnot, everything, I would pretend that I got hurt, right? And like put some rubble on top of me and shit, whatnot, and look like and pretend I was hurt and shit when Kitty Pryde came around, and pretend I like was injured and shit, whatnot, and like let her save me just so I can hit that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how I would do it. You feel me? Just to be clear, like that's how I would get down. I would pretend I was a good ocean survivor. I'd be like, Kitty, save me. I'd take some rocks and like put them on myself and shit, whatnot. Rub some dirt on my face.
and like yours and then you have to pretend you're a mutant, not a human, right? And so like, oh my god, what kind of power do you have?
I'd be like, my mutant powers, I have an extremely tiny penis.
Well, folks, I would give Jeff the power of controlling TV and the internet. That's his ability. So
it's so tiny that during sex, you would never even know it was even there or in there. You'd never even know it. You'd be like, "Are you in?" You'd be like, "Are you in or out?" You wouldn't know.
Oh, what your power should be is the like persuade women.
Okay. There's a program in the UK called Stars in Their Eyes, where normal members of the public go on and dress up and imitate, their favorite iconic stars. So let's see who this woman is going to be.
Και εμείς αποχαιρετούμε τη Μαντό και υποδεχόμαστε τον Stevie Wonder.
What? No. All right. Okay. So you're going to have this white woman turn into a blind black man. Really, I just want to see it just because really, let's see. Oh my God. Why would you want to do this? Stevie! She's even pretending to be blind. She's got the assistant, really. Oh my God. This is wrong on so many levels, but it's really, oh my God. Stevie Wonder. Some people would say this is Karen's gone too far, but I don't even know. I'm sorry.
Jermaine and Stevie, baby, what's up?
This is ridiculous. They're clapping. Why are they clapping? This is stupid. This is so wrong, but I'm sorry. This is one of the funniest things I think I've ever seen. No. No. This is where you know someone's gone too far. I'm going to mute it, but let's just see her acting. This is ridiculous. She's going ham.
Jermaine, it was Stevie, baby. What's up?
The best part of that was when she started rocking. That was the best part.
Oh, yeah. She was like, head bobbing and shit, whatnot, everything, right?
She got into it.
So what's up, bro? What's up? Yeah, I told you I'll watch an interview with a vampire, whatever the fuck, Ed Rice shit. What's up?
Do it.
I'll watch it.
It's season 2. I don't know if you want to watch all of season 1, but you can definitely watch season 2.
What do y'all record when are the episodes being dropped, and what are you recording?
We are recording on Sunday, this coming Sunday. It's not going to be live. I'm going to record it first, and then send it out. I don't know, maybe Wednesday or something.
Oh, since when do you not go live? You started doing recorded video?
No, only Trekkers Alike goes live.
Oh, okay.
We don't go live too often. No.
So, are you still running Trekkers Alike?
Yeah. We just recorded yesterday, actually.
Are you shot calling Trekkers Alike, or
No, it was never a situation where I was solely over it. It's 4 of us. Myself, William. I don't know if you remember William. A guy named Manny, who actually.
I know Manny. Yeah, I know Manny. Yeah. Me and Manny are tight. I haven't talked to him in a while, not everything, but we've talked over the phone a bunch of times.
Yeah, and
you know that Manny never told you that me and him connected.
He did. The last time I heard that the two of you had talked was like maybe a year or so ago.
Yeah, he's good people. I like Manny. We just fell off with talking and whatnot and everything, but I enjoy talking to him. He's good people.
Yeah. But no, we're still doing it. But no, I'm not over it. I started it, but I'm not over it.
And then what's her name, right? That I had a problem with. Marie, yeah. Which of course, beef, time heals all wounds. So there's no, there's never any, perpetual beef with shit like that and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I don't know her. Obviously, she, if you get down with her and whatnot and everything, right? I've been known to have my lapses of judgment, you know what I'm saying? And my own personal issues and whatnot with, where maybe I've misunderstood people the wrong way or something like that. But what exactly, is your other YouTube channel? Is that basically where all you do all your Anne Rice stuff, where you do all the interview with the vampire stuff?
Yeah, Fantasy is Reality, and the other one. It's kind of like, so I had like a number of people on, and they were like, "Hey, we want to start our own thing," and I was like, "Cool, we can start something that's separate from Fantasy is Reality." Is Reality is all mine, and the other one, I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, but that's where I'm collaborating with other people, and we do all kinds of different stuff.
Oh, okay. Is that where you're doing the actual Anne Rice stuff?
No, we're doing it with Fantasy is Reality. And
okay.
Because Interview with the Vampire was always my idea. And so if it's my idea, I'm going to put it on my show.
No. And the reason I wouldn't watch it and come over is because I've already met some of your people, whatever, that would be on the shows.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, I haven't seen Brittany in forever. I'd like to see her. She's good people.
I love Brittany.
Yeah, she's good people. I like Brittany too.
Yeah.
I got a new cell phone and I lost her number. I used to have her number. I hate when that happens. The same thing happened with me and you. I got an iPhone, and when I transferred over from an Android phone to an iPhone with Verizon, my contacts wouldn't transfer.
That's weird. I've never heard that.
Yeah, they wouldn't come over. They wouldn't transfer. So I had to start over from scratch.
Okay. All right. It's all good though.
No, so
graduated to iPhone. That's a good thing.
Well, whatever. I guess so. I like the iPhone. I do. I enjoy the iPhone. It definitely takes better pictures and shoots better video than any of my Androids ever did. But I
will say one thing about Android. When you're looking at it on the Android phone, it looks so much better. But once you send it to someone else, it's the quality is not the same.
No, and honestly, if you look at like actual like rock bands and things like that, whatnot, or like people who using iPhones in real professional productions, right? Yeah. Like honestly, like in music. And shit like that, whatnot. That's how good the iPhones are, video. No, hey, that's why I fuck with Apple, man. That's why I have a MacBook Pro. But I'll tell you, what I wanted to ask you about was, what was the inspiration from coming? I mean, you came on the bleeding edge a long time ago. We're talking like 2.5 years ago or some shit. Like. You came on. I come across you, right? You came on, and you were in a place where you were in between shows. Like you had you had a pod going, but you stopped doing it, right?
Right. Correct.
So you weren't recording, but you still had the itch to record. You wanted to make content.
Correct.
That was the premise of how we met. And like why you came on, and then basically, if I remember correctly. You came on, and just the environment of the shows, just that you were on with us and whatnot, just the atmosphere, and the fact that you enjoyed being on, that you had fun making 100%. The content, was very inspiring to you. I think it kind of it revitalized or helped reshape your viewpoint on what you could do with content.
I saw a different direction. Of course, I wanted to do something that interested me, but I saw that I could do something in a different direction that still allowed me to be creative.
Sure, which is great, and it's a big compliment, because right off that you did Truckers Delight. That's that's a big compliment. It really is. To have a creator come on and just
I will say this though, it was great because I was able to talk to you and find out, hey, what about this? What about that? Like even like right now, we're both using StreamYard, right? I forget the platform that you used before StreamYard, but I did that, and then I didn't like it.
Restream.
I didn't like it, and you were like, hey, I just left it. I'm now on StreamYard, and I was like, I'm on StreamYard now because of your recommendation. But yeah, like I give all props to you, and anytime that I tell anybody how and why I started, I'm always telling them about you.
Oh, that's really complimentary, bro. I really appreciate that. I didn't know that, obviously, until now. I'm glad we carried over to talk about that, and you told me that because that boosts my ego, obviously. It makes me feel good. But I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just knew that personally from talking to you that, you know, just being on the shows with us and whatnot really helped you, you know, reorganize yourself in terms of what you wanted to do with content creation, which I think is great. And Jermaine's a person, folks, where he's just like me. He generates an energy where people want to be around him. So, you know, he's able to put together on his own network of people around him that come on his shows, right? You know, but Jermaine, it's great to have you back on the Bleeding Edge, brother. It's been a long time. It's been enjoyable. I miss you. You have such a natural lean towards live streaming. Like you really feel comfortable, you know, in front of the camera and being live and whatnot. Everything. It really doesn't seem to bother you.
2 weeks ago, I would have thought you would say something different, but okay, I'll take the compliment.
What do you mean? What do you? Wait a minute. What the fuck you talking about?
You said I seem like the type of person who needs to feel comfortable in order to unleash.
No, you're a natural live stream type person. I've told Cyber this. I think I even told Jassim this. Rathacon. You have a natural flow when you come on a live stream, like, you know, like I don't know if it has to do anything to do with drinking or how, you know, whatever it is, but like when you come on a live, I could not see you for a year, and you come on, and it does not faze you that you're live or whatever, whatnot, you know, or that you're on the show, like you just roll.
No, that's over and done with. That was 2 years ago.
I feel you. Well, were you nervous in the beginning?
Oh yes. I was drunk before it started.
Oh, you were hammered. That first show we ever did. That's one of the best shows we ever did. I was hammered. You were hammered. Remember, we ended up we were live for like 3 hours or some shit. Remember whatnot? And then it was me and you in the studio at the end, drunk together.
I don't remember that, man. I don't remember that.
Oh, I was hammered. We were both hammered. Yeah, we closed. Everyone else left. We did that like long ass show with Sally the MCU girl and Dave and William. Right, William came on right from the Geek Gauntlet.
I remember.
Yep, and you were smashed, and I was too. We were both smashed, and we went live from just like this. It ended up being just like me and you at the end.
Okay. All
Two
right.
drunk motherfuckers.
Well, I'm not really drunk. This is just one glass. One glass.
I see that.
And
folks.
of course, I had nothing but water for the hour prior. So, you know.
Who is Irasan? Is that
it's someone that's subscribed to your channel?
Okay. Well, what's up, Irasan? You're surprised we're still alive? Who are you? I don't know you. Okay. You must be a friend of Jermaine's. All right. Well, folks, look, we are at the 3 hour mark. You know, close to the same amount of time that I usually last in the bedroom with ladies. You know what I'm saying? We're getting there.
Okay. 3 hours? Okay.
Nah, I'm just joking.
Right. Well, at least you're not just two pumps, because that one.
Nah, I'm not two pumps. I'm 2 rounds, baby.
I'm talking about that video. I'm talking about the video.
I'm 2 rounds, baby. I'm a 2 round guy.
Okay. All right.
You know.
How long was that first one?
You never know. and then I just need a break, and then I'm ready for round 2.
Okay.
He dedicates 8 hours a day role-playing as a toddler.
I'm in baby mode on and off all day.
And Jess's daddy is caring for her.
I'm 20, but not really, because I'm 5.
Adopted mommy and daddy who are totally comfortable with me being a little girl.
I identify as an 8-year-old girl called Denise. Therefore, I am an 8-year-old girl.
I'm 20, but really I'm 5.
That's confusing.
Well, the guy was very clear. He identifies as 8-year-old girl, so he's an 8-year-old girl.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you know, in this dimension.
Hot D.
That flies. You know what I'm saying? It works out. It's all logical, right?
I do remember you were using that clip 2 years ago. Some things never go away, huh?
Fuck you, Steve from Bumble. Fuck you.
Folks, how we still have an audience, I have no idea. Why you're still even watching us, who knows? I have no clue. Remember this shit?
Are going to take off.
Some of them going to bomb.
Just like they've bombed in the comics.
What about this guy? You think this guy can make it for the Avengers?
Diamond Days, a ninja teaching flex. I didn't let me see the sign there. Come on in here, ninja. Here's my ninja. Diamond Days Ninja School. Come on down. What we're going to teach you, hold that, Lord. What we're going to teach you in our first episode is a proper stance and a proper kung fu. And you got your Judy chop, all right? You got your karate chop, and you got your ninja chop. Now, what smart thing to do is like when you use a judo chopping, you gotta say it, you know, for you beginners, you know, like a Judy chop. Because what you don't want to do is like be a Judy chopping and a kung fu kicking, and there goes your leg. You know, there ain't much home for a one-legged ninja out there. Right there, hard as a rock, buddy. Let me show you something. But I'll have last time, baby. Don't put it in front of your face. I don't want to hurt you. But you got me? What we're going to do here, we're going to work on the ninja chop. So what we're going to do. You go a ninja chop. Well, now see, now sometimes it don't always work for a ninja. You know, but it practice makes a perfect. Don't go ninja nobody. Don't need ninja. Alrighty? Now, them things there, if I was put them in my pockets, they'd get me for concealment of a deadly weapons. It says you got your son fella coming at you out in the trailer park. Regular cannon-backer, you say? No, says I. Watch this, people. Yeah, we just rolling through the trailer park. What's that? What's that fella doing? Ninja stars. Right there. That son fella jumps out behind a trailer on you.
Where did the trailer park come from?
Like that, and you can't get him caught up in your ninja outfit, you know. And like if a fella's coming at you with
Dude, that guy lived right next door to me, man.
What the hell was that weapon he pulled out there? Was that a crack pipe? Like,
It looked like a damn skull can or something, didn't it?
Where did you find that?
Listen, hey, that guy that he sent that in, that is his interview tape for the Special Olympics Avengers.
That dude don't stand up.
The hoes are laughing?
Yep.
So the audience are a bunch of hoes.
Yep.